I hope you enjoy seeing my waterfall as much as I do. I built this water fountain right in front of my estate, so I feel good about it. I feel successful every time I come home. Speaking of waterfall, that reminds me of a secret that made me to become very wealthy. I know a lot of you thinking that, well, I'm famous for teaching people how to make millions in real estate. They forget that I have another secret, this unique secret that most people don't know about. Let me tell you how I learned the secret. Years ago, when I was a busboy at the country club I used to work at, one night I got all the guts in this world. I walk over to this nice old man, I give him some water, and I say, "Sir, I'm giving you some water. Would you please tell me how to be rich like you, sir?" And lucky for me, the old man say, "Well, boy, stay up to work, I show you how." I condensed that old man's secret into just 3 little words. 3 beautiful words that brought Tom Fu from poverty to be multimillionaire. 3 little words that made me overcome all the obstacles in my life. You know, in the last 10 years, on my
To the moon? Buy and hold?
my way to make these millions wasn't easy. At first, I got lots of discouragement from friends and strangers who are losers. You know what these people kept telling me? They kept saying, "Well, Tom Fu, you're a crazy nut. Here you are, a poor immigrant, poor minority, speak no English, no contact, on, and you're trying to be rich in America. You're crazy, man. Look at people out there. They're smarter than you are. They're not even rich. Who are you to try?" And you know what I have to keep telling these people every time? I kept saying, "You're a loser. Get out of my way. I make it somehow." You know, that's what I think you should say to anyone who's trying to hold you back in life. Take a look at them from head to toe. Of course, they are nothing. Stay away from them. Learn from success, not failure. You know, this 3 little word now that every time I wake up in the morning, I already made my millions. I treasure that old man's secret in my heart forever. If you want to become wealthy, come to my seminar. Let me share with you the 3 little words that can change anyone's life. I know some of you may say, "Well, why, Tom, don't go ahead and tell me this 3 little word right now to get it over with?" Well, nothing worth millions like this come easy in life, my friend. You got to make an effort. You got to get on your car, take the time out, come to the seminar, learn the 3 little words that can make anyone change their life. And who knows, you may decide to join my training and become wealthy also.
The 3 little words must be buy and hold. All right. Let's get into Reddit here and see what's happening. Ken Griffin lied under oath. Oh, did he? Dan and I are going to do adjoining Jim on a call with Citadel. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Maybe this would be a good time for me to chat with Ken Griffin. You guys can mention that. Doesn't look like proof of anything to me. AMC cost to borrow. Here we go again. Here we go. Yeah, great. Here we go. Just keeps going up like my hard on. Oh, so it goes up once and then it goes right back down. Is that what you're referring to? Or shares avail? Who knows? That's the ortex guy, the ortex shill. Manny, fascinated by the Donahue George character. Yeah. So, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. He is, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, shit, he is absolutely fascinating. He is absolutely fucking fascinating, I tell you. Yeah, a trip. Yeah, it's like something my dad would say. He's a trip or he's ate up. He's ate up. He's ate up. The apes don't even believe the shit they say anymore. There's no way that they can, right? I don't see how any, well, there's a great meme for this. Um, Here, I'll pull it up. Um, Here it is. This is what comes to mind every time I say that. I've got to stop saying, how stupid can you be? I'm beginning to think The apes are taking it as a challenge. They are. Oh, they are. They are. Lou is working overtime today. I'll tell you, Donnie, he put out a lot of videos too down here, like 2 or 3. So we'll get into those. By the way, the Marine, so much for quitting YouTube. There he is talking about AMC hashtag in the title. Saw a couple more from him too. Ryan Hodges is back. This guy who builds kitchens. He's back. Everybody's coming out of the woodwork. Congress is investigating illegal shorts, where you can be sure that something's going to happen. Let me tell you, Congress is on the case. Oh, well, look out, hedgies. Congress is coming after you. Only somebody, only somebody like Tommy James would put out a video like that. I mean, even the American grifters know how ridiculous that is. But leave it to Tommy Jim, Tom Jimmy. All right. God. Okay. Number 2 for highest cost to borrow in worldwide markets. Oh boy. Wow. Wow. Amazing. Hey, he got his. He got his. Wouldn't that be funny? That looks like regular goddamn microwave popcorn to me. He's got regular popcorn in there. Oh, the Mario bucket sold out. Oh my God. Look at all these people with their popcorn tins. Wow. Receipt porn. Who wants to see that? They tried, but we're the new smart money. They tried, but we're the new smart money. Oh, okay. Right. Uh, there's a place called Citadel that is serious overdue for a visit from the French. Okay. How can you put out more videos on a day when the market is closed? That's a good question. That's why that's there and therein lies the inspiration for the title of this stream. Markets may be closed, but the AMC YouTube grifters never take a day off. Not even when the market's closed. We cannot get rid of these. Think I found something on the Donahue character. Oh, well, interesting. Disbarred. Okay. We'll dig into that. 2008. Interesting. AMC's video game movie merchandise selling out sure sounds synergistic to another recently profitable company we all love and know well. When partnership. They must be talking about I don't know. I don't know who could they be talking about? Recently profitable company. So the hedgies kind of showed their hand this week. Looks like if the judge rules that the conversion and reverse split can go through, that the hedgies are going to slam the price down hard and fast in after hours trading. Okay. I wonder how much it cost them to pull that little stunt, seeing how the price was above Monday's opening at one point today, and the cost to borrow was once again stupid fucking high. Yeah. Ortex guy in his I take Viagra post earlier said, can you believe that they're paying? No, it wasn't the I take Viagra post. It was this one here. Utilization. Current mood. Have an awesome Easter long weekend knowing shorts paying up to $50 a year to short a $5 stock. Well, few things wrong with that. I mean, are they holding the short position for a year? Probably not. Paying up to $50 a year? Okay. Uh, not not anymore though, right? God damn it. No. I mean, it's just like, what the hell? That would have to be 1,000%. Ugh, just hide his Viagra. Yeah. Here we'll go into the videos here. Why I'm here. I'm 37 and always been upper lower class. Upper lower class, okay? I don't know what that means. I've always survived, but have always been broke. Doesn't sound like upper lower class then. There have been many things I could have invested in, but didn't have the money at the time. Any of the newer tech companies, Bitcoin, etc. When meme stock broke out, I picked the one that made the most sense. No, you picked the cheaper one. I'm here so I don't miss out again. If it happens, I won't have that regretful hindsight about not investing in AMC when I could have. Okay, great. What if it doesn't? What if it doesn't happen? Then you wasted a lot of money. So you're back in the same spot. Now you might say, well, Scott, if it does happen, every one of these grifters said it was going to happen 2 years ago. And it kind of did 2 years ago. But then after it happened, they kept saying it was going to happen. Um, so you're a little bit late on this one too. Only thing that has changed since the buy button removal is the exchange where shares are traded. What does this mean? Wall Street firms like Citadel and Virtu kill cancer companies, movie theaters, toy stores, etc. All for, oh, here we go with the goddamn Toys R Us thing again. Toy stores. They had to throw that in there, didn't they? Toy stores. Model 3, dude. The difference with their campaigns to kill AMC is that ownership lies with the general public who simply are not leaving. On balance volume, oh God, below. Great. You don't know what on balance volume means. We were all appalled when AMC was on the threshold security list for 25 plus days with no shares available to sell, yet every single day, millions upon millions of shares conveniently settle as short through non-parent, transparent dark pool exchanges. Well, okay. No shares available to sell. That's not what it means. It means no shares available to borrow. Go ahead. Which is different than shares available to sell. God, every single day, millions upon millions of shares conveniently settle as short through non-transparent dark pool exchanges. You're gonna have to try again. Better. Wall Street coined the term meme stock to delegitimize an entire movement. Well, that would have to imply that it had legitimacy ever, which started when firms communicated with one another, removed the ability to buy companies which they had positions against, and settle all orders in non-transparent exchanges away from oversight. Not true. Since then, the NYSE is now obsolete. That's also not true. Orders are settled in dark pool exchanges and through total return swaps with toxic companies like FTX. Show us the evidence. Meme stocks are laughed at. Yet we have data on Archegos collapse. Okay, just because we are barred access to propriety info on the underlying shares in your toxic custom basket swaps, we still see the correlation. Yeah, correlation causation. The indicted CEO of FTX was even on Twitter explaining how he had to step in to help out the richest men on the face of the earth and settle shares through his one-to-one token wrapped exchange during the meme stock craze. He did. I don't know. He actually said that. He had billions of tokenized AMC shares, which he claimed to back on a one-to-one basis. I don't believe that's true either. Investors knew something was up because Wall Street was selling the entire available public float several times over within a single hour. What? Okay. And finally, what's going on is much larger than myself or any particular stock. I've done my due diligence. No, you haven't. And would be happy to meet officials. Normal channels are not getting through. So Twitter it is. Oh, Twitter is not a normal channel. The credibility of the US stock market is crumbling day by day. It's salvageable, but it's time to act. Wow, that is hard hitting from Skylar Roundtree. Hard hitting. All right. Last for the day. Oh, great. So that's from yesterday. All right, let's get into this video here. So we'll start easy.
It's not financial advice. It's not legal advice for entertainment and educational purposes only. And anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. That being said, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that YouTube algorithm stuff, so you get the videos I put them out, so you don't think, see I'm analyzing that data. Like I tell y'all every day, the data they release us is false.
False.
It's a false narrative of the market, so we can make bad
Bad.
choices. Listen, a little after midnight today, somebody paid 778% interest rate for 200,000 AMC shares. Okay? That's how crazy the cost to borrow has gotten. But when these people tell you that AMC is only worth $5, when they tell you that we are holding garbage and we should sell our shares, if our shares are so
that's $38.55. All right. Per year, 771% is of $5. So just FYI, which is 10 cents per day. 10 cents per day per share. That's breaking the bank. How are they ever going to get out of this hole? I don't know. Right.
when they tell you that we are holding garbage and we should sell our shares, if our shares are so worthless, why are these smart money, because they're supposed to be smart money, why is the smart money paying 778% to borrow 200,000 shares?
He has put this video out before. I distinctly remember watching it. He said the same dumbass thing. And the thing is, there's a high demand to short the stock. There's a high demand to short the stock. So people are willing to pay more because they strongly believe in their investment thesis, trading thesis on this. So it makes sense that the cost to borrow would go up. But again, we're talking about a $5 stock. So 700% is like 10 cents a day. 10 cents a day. So not very much. Okay, 200,000 shares, that's still not that much in the grand scheme of things. 20 grand. So, and that's what the rate was at that time, but we know that these rates are variable as well. So is it likely that whoever borrowed these shares, this rate, would be paying that every day? We see the cost fluctuate every day. So now, beyond all that, hedgies claim AMC is worthless, yet someone paid 778% to borrow 200,000 AMC shares. That's valuable. Yeah, but hedgies claim that AMC is worthless, and they believe that they have that much conviction that they're willing to pay almost 800% to borrow shares. That means they strongly, strongly believe that these shares are worthless, and they're willing to put their money where their mouth is, so to speak. I don't see the paradox here. I don't see the discrepancy because he's long on AMC, so he believes the shares have some value. They're short on AMC. They don't think that it does. And the amount that they're willing to pay to borrow the shares, that's just an indicator of how strong their conviction is. So he's an idiot, basically. I mean, we could boil it down to three words. He's an idiot.
Nobody, well, no intelligent person borrows garbage for 778% interest rate. Nobody does that.
Oh, really?
The fact that somebody's willing to pay 778% interest rate to borrow 200,000 shares of AMC, it tells me that AMC is severely, and I mean severely, undervalued.
What? How in the fuck do you get from there to there? It tells me that it's severely over fucking valued. What a clown. God, can this guy get any fucking dumber?
Okay? Nobody pays that kind of interest rate.
How do you know that?
Borrow garbage.
Have you looked?
You pay that kind of interest rate to borrow something highly prized.
Guess what? Their short position has been highly profitable. The short position has been highly profitable over the last 2 years. So what? I mean, this is just ridiculous.
Something that has a lot of value to you. It must have a lot of value to you for you to pay.
Yeah, it does. The short position does have a lot of value to them. And you know what? They realized their fucking profits. Unlike you, when you had them, they, my God. Yes, it tells Model 3 dude that someone knows that AMC is going into the shitter. Indeed, it does seem to. It does seem to.
178% interest rate. So when these bad actors, the hedgies,
Bad actors,
and their buddies.
So what if they were, let's just, let's do a thought experiment here with Donahue George, Esquire. Okay. Suppose they were willing to pay that much. Suppose that they were, and suppose that they, are not mentally ill. They're not doing it under any duress, right? They're choosing to do it. So what? Is that more or less outlandish than the crap that we see over on AMC stock every day, for example? Is that more or less outlandish than the bullshit that we see on YouTube every day, even a day when the market is closed? Maybe they had more time to make videos today because they weren't trading. Where's Scavenger then? Where's Scavenger? Where's the other pro day trader AMC YouTubers? None of these guys know what the fuck they're doing that I've seen. Anyway, finish it off here.
Media are telling us sell your shares. They're not worth anything. It's going down to
who are all these media that are telling people to sell their shares? What are you talking about? I mean, like this, when people talk in generalities that are as fucking wide as this, he is painting with a 6-foot fucking paintbrush here, okay? Jesus. They're telling us to sell it. Who? When? There were two articles out over an 8-month period in fucking Benzinga? Is that what you're talking about? Like, what the hell are you talking about? Nobody's telling you to fucking sell your goddamn shares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And don't you realize that it doesn't matter? How could you not realize by this point that it doesn't matter if you sell your shares, especially after all this fucking vote nonsense goes through? So, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Shorting is the best play now. Yeah, it is, Tony. It, you know, Bed Bath and Beyond too. I was too early on that one, motherfuckers.
zero. It's going down to $1. If that was true, they would not be spending 778%.
Wait, hold on. What?
In the media.
Listen to this logic. Listen to this fucking logic. This logic gets 16,000 subscribers. I mean, it's not that many, but it's, you know, roughly 10 times my subscriber number. How in the fuck? Oh, well, okay. Yeah, of course. All right. Listen to this logic.
The hedges and their buddies in the media are telling us, sell your shares. They're not worth anything. It's going down to zero. It's going down to $1.
Here's the best part. This is fucking great.
If that was true, they would not be spending 778% cost to borrow worthless shares. It makes.
I don't think he does. I don't think he understands how short sellers make a profit because, look, Donahue, okay? They're saying sell your shares, whatever, okay? Why would you listen to anybody anyway, first of all, okay? So let's just ignore them for a second. Now, they're saying it's going to go to 0 or 50 cents or $1 or something. If that were true, I would be willing to pay 2,000 fucking percent cost to borrow to short the stock. If it's currently 5 and it's going to end up less than $1, fuck yes, I'm going to borrow those shares. And fuck yes, the cost to borrow is going to be insane because there will be a lot of demand. But if you know, if you knew, if you could know, if you strongly suspect that this stock is going to go from $5 to $1 or below, yes, you would want to borrow those shares. You would want to enter a short position if you cared about making money. And cost to borrow, you know, be that as it may, if you knew it was going to go down $4, why wouldn't you pay the cost to borrow if there were shares available to borrow? What he's saying makes no sense. He doesn't, there's no way that he understands how short selling works, actually. Like, the cost to borrow, I mean, is there potential profit in the short position? Yes. Okay. So you know, what are we talking about here? Is there potential profit in the long thesis? Probably not. Or if so, it's going to be over a long horizon. It's going to be, or it's going to just be a ride down to hell. So there's no way he gets it at all. I don't think. I don't think.
No logical sense. Anyway, please leave some comments.
No logical sense. Boy, that was serendipitous.
To 778% cost to borrow worthless shares. It makes no logical sense.
Does it? Yeah, it does.
Anyway, please leave some comments.
Yes, it does.
What you think. Do you think AMC severely under?
Now, what do I think? Will anybody call him out in the comments? There's only 9 comments. Maybe there's more since it's a new video, newish.
It's not financial.
No, it's not really.
Legal advice.
It's 15 hours. Never mind. Mr. George, it's a powerful video. The simple fact that you have people telling us to sell AMC in the first place is a red flag. Why would anyone care if you buy or sell a stock unless the stock we hodl is going to cost them dearly? Keep those diamond hands retail. The ride's not over yet until we get our tendies. You have people telling us to sell AMC in the first place, and that's a red flag. Who? Who are they talking about? Who are these people? Why would anyone care if you buy or sell a stock unless the stock is going to cost them dearly? I mean, you could say that about anything, right? You could say that you could say that about anything in the world. You know, why would anybody care if I did this or that? Or, you know, the assumption or implication being that, you know, nobody should care about anything that anybody else does. Like, there's a difference between caring about accurate information, truthful information, evidence-based conclusions, and trying to motivate somebody to do something. And we care about the former, not the latter. We don't care what people do, but we do think that people should have accurate information, information that takes in different angles of the situation. Or let me rephrase, more than one angle of the situation, more than one. Hey, Jorge, happy Easter to you and everyone. Happy, well, it's not quite Easter, but happy Good Friday and, you know, hallelujah and all that. Um, just in case you don't already know, it's all rigged against the retail investors. That doesn't make any sense either. It's rigged against the retail investors. No, you chose to believe something and now you're in the hole. How is that rigged against the retail investor? You could have cut your loss at any time. You could have taken a profit when it was there. How is that rigged? Well, it's not it didn't happen the way they said it would on Reddit or YouTube. So it's rigged. It makes no sense. Nonsense. We should inform the chancellor in the letter and show how the price is being manipulated. Go for it. Go for it. Write the judge a letter, the chancellor a letter. Write a series of letters. Write a novella. Publish it in a PDF document. I don't know. Include facts and figures and your precious DD. That will go over really well. Hey Don, wondering if you can do a video about the institutions still holding this so-called garbage stock and how many shares of this garbage stock they are still holding. Well, I mean, it's not that hard to look that kind of thing up. He doesn't need to do a video on it. That requires research and data and actual accurate numbers. He's never going to do that. Maybe the computer algorithm could not account for the change in retail strategy to combat short trading, and now there is no way to stop it due to no one selling. Doing a reverse allows them to reset the system completely. This is why they halt the trading and no one does anything about it. Because AMC would go up to infinity and wipe them and the financial system out. There is a lot of selling in reverse splits. Okay? The computer algorithm could not account for the change in retail strategy. What change? What, what change? You, before it was buy and hold until the squeeze. Now it's buy and hold until the squeeze. There's been no change. There's no strategy either, really. But I would not bet against uh, the computer algorithm, whatever that is, the algorithm, right? The one probably run by Ken Griffin personally. I wouldn't bet against that not being, the computer algorithm, I believe, if there were a computer algorithm, it would be able to account for any change in retail strategy if there were change. I mean, that's literally what those systems are designed to do. Largely, they're reactive. I mean, it's selling you something. If you're buying something, it's selling you something. It does that very fast, a lot of that. But I mean, institutions buying and selling, you're never going to change. That is what it is. That's what most of it is anyway, due to no one selling, right? No one selling. Still saying that. Still saying that no one's selling. And Wealth Simple recently forced me to lend out my shares at 4%. Ah, Wealth Simple. Well, those fuckers probably paying it to themselves. Yeah, sure. Trust no one. Okay, that's enough of that anyway. All right. Manuel's looking for a real estate attorney. Maybe George can help. Maybe he can. Maybe he can give you his attorney's number. AMC shareholders patronize themselves. Bring more hope to their cause. It's disgusting. So pathetic. How do these people still think no one is selling? How many ex-apes every day end up saying they are done and sold? It's like they deny any reality that is not favorable to their fantasy. Bingo! Bingo! Yeah, that's it. That's it right there. They deny any reality that is not favorable to their fantasy. They've always done that. They did it in 2021, and they've done it ever since. And I mean, I'm trying to really hard to remember what it was like in like June and July of 2021. People will people were definitely disappointed, but it just seemed a lot different. Can I play the video of Donahue talking about his disbarments? Yeah, let me find that. Or maybe um is it over in Telegram? I've been behind on this all day here. Donahue George. Don't think he did anything wrong, just missed a few letters. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I asked for my law license back. I still don't believe that he A, graduated from law school, and B, passed the bar exam in any of the 50 states. I don't, I just don't see that. Maybe he used the guy from Suits or somebody like the guy from Suits. But you'd still have to pass, you still have to graduate from law school. Mike, is it Mike? Michael? Mike? I mean, one-stop shop. Buy your drugs and get your bar exam passed.
This is not financial advice. It's not legal advice. For entertainment, educational purposes only. Anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decisions based on anything I say in these videos. That being said, hit the like button, subscribe button, all YouTube algorithm stuff, so you get the videos I put them out, see them things, see man analyze that data. Listen, these hedges, these shills, these bad actors, they're probably paid by the hedges. They're putting out some paperwork about me getting suspended. My law license gets suspended back in 2008, and that is absolutely correct. But if they think by putting that out, it's been public knowledge. It's been public knowledge. They think that's gonna stop me from fighting for a fair and transparent market.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Mm-hmm. Like, what is he wearing? His hospital gown today? What the fuck is he wearing? Anyway, amazingly, Donnie's out as a scammer slash fraudster, and Abe still will think that the MOAS is real and Donnie was just a shill. He conveniently doesn't mention the 3 felonies his prior clients accused him of, which led to his disbarment hearing. He ducked the hearing and refused to respond. Ooh, yeah, really responsible. So he didn't offer up a defense to his disbarment. The reason for his disbarment was that he didn't respond to the accusations. Hmm. There we go. Matter of George grievance committee. Matter of Donahue George, attorney and counselor at law. suspending the respondent from the practice of law upon finding that he is guilty of professional misconduct, immediately threatening the public interest in that he has failed to submit to the grievance committee written answers to 3 separate complaints alleging professional misconduct and has failed to comply with a lawful demand in connection with an investigation by the grievance committee. That's number 1. 2, authorizing the grievance committee to institute and prosecute a disciplinary proceeding based on a petition dated January 16, 2008, which is annexed to the order to show cause. 3, directing the respondent to submit an answer. You have to answer. And 4, referring the issues raised to a special referee to hear and report. By order to show cause, the grievance committee was authorized to serve respondent by leaving a copy of the motion papers at the last known residence at which he is registered with the Office of Court Administration, the address where his wife currently resides, and the address on his driver's license and vehicle registration. So those were 3 separate addresses? Okay. By affixing the outer door of the residence and depositing a copy in the mail. The respondent was admitted to the bar at a term of the appellate division of the Supreme Court in the Second Judicial District on May 19, 2004. Okay. Immediately suspended, shall promptly comply. That's probably why he moved to Florida. We think that's a possibility. Practicing law in any form. Hearing as an attorney or counselor at law before any court. Giving to another an opinion. Giving to another an opinion as to the law or its application or any advice in relation thereto. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, I can't help but notice that he kind of does that, but I don't know. That's not for me to decide, I guess. But he talks about illegal activities and bad actors and criminal hedge funds, and for holding himself out in any way as an attorney or in counselor at law. Okay. Disciplinary action. Hmm. Hmm. Respondent is guilty of professional misconduct, immediately threatening the public interest, based upon his failure to comply with lawful demands of the grievance committee for the 2nd and 11th judicial districts. So he's guilty of professional misconduct, immediately threatening the public interest, not because of whatever he was accused of doing, but because he didn't comply with the grievance committee when they asked questions. That's what Badback was referring to here. He didn't offer a defense, and that was why he was disbarred. Very interesting. Absolutely fascinating, in fact. Or I don't know. I'm not sure which way Badback was saying it, but at least based on what it says here, the grievance committee is conducting investigations into the allegations. First matter emanates from a complaint alleging that he, Donahue George, represented her at a closing with Lost and Found Recovery Incorporated, which was intended to save her home from foreclosure. The complainant received less than half of the proceeds of the sale, and her mortgage was never paid as agreed. The respondent thereafter failed to return the complainant's calls or answer her requests or information about the money. So looks like he stole money from her. Second matter emanates from a complaint alleging a similar set of circumstances. The third matter emanates from a complaint alleging that the respondent failed to pay her mortgage payments as previously agreed upon. The fourth matter is a sua sponte investigation alleging the respondent's failure to appear in court or to respond to a judge's telephone calls in a criminal matter. Don't duck the judge's calls. The fifth matter emanates from a complaint filed by this person alleging neglect of her legal matter. So it goes through this whole thing here, and I'm not going to read all of it, but that link is in the chat there if you're interested. So yeah, interesting.
They did was make me double down on my conviction, so they can post the information that's public knowledge, and
Yeah.
I really don't care.
Well,
I really don't care.
guess what though? You know, that speaks to your fucking character, buddy. You know, that why okay. So lose a scammer. This guy was a scammer, probably still is a scammer. Um, noticing a pattern. And if you don't care, well, that's also shitty. That's also shitty. You don't care that you have represented yourself a certain way. And then these facts surface. That throws your credibility, throws your character, that throws your integrity all into question. I'm sorry, but it does. Now, if you weren't, you know, if you aren't either someone who has eaten up this narrative or someone who pushes the narrative, you would realize that. But because you're either under a delusion or pushing a delusion, that's how you can get somebody who would stand here and say this.
Me from fighting for a fair, transparent market. All they did was make me double down on my conviction, so they can post the information that's
This right here.
public knowledge, and I really don't care. I really don't care, because it is irrelevant to all the fraud and corruption that's in the market right now.
False. Very false. Extremely 100% incorrect. No. What were we talking about the other night? If your spouse if you were with somebody and they were cheating on their spouse to be with you. So your affair partner is married and then you end up getting together and leaving your spouses and getting together. Would you be surprised if that person cheated on you again? No, because you cheated with them before. So you already know that they're a cheater. So we already know that he is a person of low moral character. He's somebody who would steal money from a client that he was supposedly helping with the foreclosure of their house. So, yeah, it is relevant actually because you're talking about corruption and fraud. Oh, you're talking about corruption and fraud. Oh, okay. That's like the person that you had an affair with who was cheating on their spouse that you then get together with cheating on you. No fucking shit. I'm sorry, but you had to at least know that that was a possibility. So similarly here now, he's been spewing this verbal diarrhea for months and months and months. And then now we know that he's basically he was a piece of shit at least in 2008. Going back as far as that at least. I'm sorry, but you know, you, this should be the end of you on YouTube. Like I don't see why anybody needs to hear from you. Donnie shorted his clients' payments. Who knew all this time and he's a shorter? Yeah, right? Jesus Christ. 5 complaints filed against Donnie. Listen to the panic in his voice. He's petrified that he's going to lose his grift. He didn't even deny the allegations. Yeah, he skipped out, right? He totally fucking pussed out. He skipped out. He didn't face it like a fucking man. Like what the fuck, dude? You are a piece of shit. You're a clown. And you want people to believe you when you're talking about stock market fraud. Really? Really? Okay. The meltdown is coming.
In 2008, I had some personal issues and I had to leave the country. And they
You had some personal issues and you had to leave the country. Oh, oh, okay. So just skip out with your clients' money, the money that was supposed to be used to pay off their mortgages that were in arrears. No, but you had personal issues, had to leave the country. Oh, okay. Sorry.
they took my license by default. Okay, great. I asked for it back. When I finally got back, I asked for them to give me my license back. They told me no. So they told me no, and I moved on. So what should I have done? Well, if they told me no, they're not giving me my license back. Should I cry? Should I crawl up in a hole and die? No, I reinvented myself.
Well,
Did I
good for
forget the
you.
law? No, I did not forget the law. And because I still know the law,
But you can't talk about that. You're not supposed to talk about that, pal. Oh, sound looks like I might be right have to write looks like we might have to write some letters to a judge. Oh my God. Yeah. He's trying to act like a victim, a martyr. Yeah. Right. I mean, that's so evident in this. Um, I think most people should be able to see that. I, I, I don't think that Bad Back is reading too far into this at all. I mean, I think that that's spot on. And you can tell, the way that he's presenting it. Okay, I had some personal issues and I had to leave the country. They took my law license away by default. Okay, yeah, they took it by default because you refused to respond. It's like if you get pulled over and uh, you get asked to take a breathalyzer test. If you refuse to take that test at the roadside, they will take that your license will be suspended immediately, whether you were drinking or not. At least I think that's the law in every state. It is here in Ohio. I think most states have that administrative license suspension, and that you know the law says that you have to do this. If you don't do this, your license is suspended. In Ohio, I think it's 90 days. Um, so 3 months, and then you have to pay a lot of money to get it back later. And if it expires in that time, then you have to take the whole driving test again, and so it's a pain in the ass. Um, but the point is, you can't just there are some things that you can't just skip out on, like if you get pulled over, for example, pretty much whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. There's not much you can do about it. You are not in control at all. Now, it's not really true because you are in control of how you react to what happens. That's really what it's about. But anyway, similarly, like if you're a professional of any kind, lawyer, medical professional, anybody who has license credentials, like from the state, engineers, etc. Um, if you cared about your career, if you cared about your professional integrity, if you cared about your clients, if you cared about all of those things, you wouldn't just skip out on it. You would handle it like in a professional manner. You would handle it as an adult. You would take care of it because yeah, some personal issues came up. I had to I had to, you know, stop practicing law for a while and but I left the bar on good terms rather than just leaving and like office space. Like Peter, uh why would you I mean it makes and then you came back and asked for your license back? What do you think they're gonna fucking say? Like you violated their fucking rules. They don't have to give you shit. Jesus Christ. I mean, come on. What a clown. 2008 personal problems. He fled the country, stole clients' money, huge Jeopardy music. What is having an out of control drug problem, Alex? Maybe. Yeah. Skipping out on the client. What is an AMC grifter? There, that's it. Did Lou run to another country too? Went for I think he did. It went to Puerto Rico, right? Went from practicing the law to, or was he? I forget Lou's whole thing. To be honest, went from practicing the law to evading it. Well, why do you think he? That's probably why he became a lawyer in the first place. If I learn, if I become a lawyer, it'll be easier to break the law.
And because I know how to file a case and I know how to do legal research, that's why these guys are in trouble. That's why the SEC is going to be in trouble. That's why Ken Griffin and Citadel is going to be in trouble, because
What the fuck is this fucking ghetto fucking bullshit he's talking about? What the fuck? Oh, because you know how to do legal research, that's why they are gonna be in trouble. Oh, they're gonna be in trouble, are they? Oh, they could be in trouble. Donnie, you're in trouble.
I filed that lawsuit and they are under pressure because I do my due diligence. I do my research. So
He's big mad. Ladies and gentlemen, he is big mad.
if they think that by putting out the court order saying that I asked them for my license back and they told me no, yes, I did ask them for my license back and they did tell me no. Okay, but that don't change the fact
He
that
seriously looks like he's wearing a goddamn hospital gown. What did this did this guy escape from the goddamn psychiatric ward against medical advice? That's what it sounds like. It looks like. Oh my God. Can we identify where he is? Help him get back to
these
Jesus.
are criminals. It don't change the fact that they are criminals. And if they think by telling,
What if you're a criminal? Wouldn't that be just the fucking bee's knees? I mean, come on.
people I asked for my license back and they didn't give it to me, and that's gonna stop me from fighting for a free and transparent market, they are sadly mistaken.
No, we want you to keep fighting for a free and transparent market. We do. We actually want you to keep going. Why? Well, I think that the guys over in the chat would tell you that um it's pretty entertaining. And what was that the other day? It was like, oh yeah, when the chancellor denied the settlement motion. Uh, get ready for get ready for another chapter. Get ready for another season. It ain't over yet. We got another season of AMC Grifters coming right up.
I'm gonna get up every morning and fight every day for a fair and transparent market, no matter what they post. So they can post whatever they want. I don't. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think.
Wow. This guy is delusional. You quit your job? No, I'm just going to stop going. Would you like to come to my place and watch Kung Fu? Oh, I love Kung Fu. Oh, Jennifer Aniston. Notice he's not addressing the fact of why he lost his license. He hasn't mentioned why he had to ask for it back. Yeah, of course not. Of course not. This is, think about it. And he says that this is not relevant at all to the fraud and corruption in the stock market. Okay. Okay, maybe it's not actually relevant to that fraud and corruption, but it is relevant to you trying to communicate it. And that's the difference. That's the distinction. Because quite frankly, nobody should trust this person. He's not he has low character, supposedly, seemingly, according to the documents that he admits are out there. So I guess he's not denying it. He's trying to selectively explain parts of it and gaslight and spin it to make him look like the victim. It's, no question there. Which, look, and then why would you not assume or at least suspect or be on the lookout for that same type of manipulative behavior when it comes to the thing that he's trying to communicate, which is the supposed stock market fraud and corruption and criminal short selling and all that stuff. Why what reason is there to believe that he wouldn't spin that and manipulate and gaslight with that information as well? So it's chicken or egg, really, because he was doing that stuff way before we knew about this. Now we know about this, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, he is a piece of shit. He is a liar. He's a fucking liar. Just another goddamn scammer on the internet in Florida. Oh my God. Thanks for suggesting that one. Narcissists never feel embarrassed or uh and or accept any wrongdoing. Oh, narcissists never feel embarrassed and or accept any wrongdoing. Trump. Yeah, yeah, and they say that what really you know, gets under their skin is being ignored. So where for a normal person, they would feel embarrassed about something or shameful. People with these personality traits, they actually that's what they're you know part of what they feed off of. And if something that we would think would be embarrassing does happen, um, and nobody notices it, that is more upsetting to people with these pathological personality traits, than like the actual feeling of embarrassment, which is it's twisted and God only knows. Speaking of twisted and God only knows, let's kick it off.
Everybody's out in Boston. Let's kick it off. Last night, after hours, AMC jumped and went over $5. Isn't that incredible? And then it dropped down to
Oh,
$4.80.
my God.
But 20 plus during daylight, and then after hours we had a little bit of a jump as well. Ape currently trading at let's see, after hours, Ape is $1.50. Not bad, not great, not bad either. Okay, let's talk about what happened with the judge. All right. So the judge in this court, in this case rather, Morgan Zern, have decided to stop the proceedings in terms of moving forward in the removal of the status quo. And the reasoning behind it, the judicial reasoning, is because of what I would consider judicial procedure, right? Just like in federal procedure, there's one in the states. And the reason why they do this is to make sure that every voice is heard, everything is addressed, and every piece of information and facet of information is being facilitated. In other words, everything is being entertained at this moment, right? How did we get here? We got here because we entertained fraud for 3 years. That's what it came down to. We entertained fraud. Okay? That's how we got here. These letters that are coming in, and they are coming in, believe me.
Okay,
I
so
want to just quickly.
this is part of the new narrative that I've noticed in the limited amount of data I've taken in on this. But part of the narrative and whoever put that video, I think it was Ron, uh, earlier today with the young woman with glasses, um, glasses that are way too big for her, um, was talking like running through the whole narrative. In fact, I'll pull that up next. Another so-called lawyer. Yeah. Yep. Al from Karachi, another so-called lawyer. Um, so part of this new narrative is that the reason that the vice chancellor refused to approve the settlement was because of the letters. So the letters are having an impact. Keep the letters coming. This is the time now. We know that the vice chancellor's listening to us. We have her ear. She can Suspend dark pool trading. Maybe we'll see some more of that
We go
evidence
over
for that.
how many we've got
That's part of the narrative.
in the last couple of days. Michelle, I know Michelle, she's one of mine. Kirk Tomasian, let's see, Thomas Cray is a lawyer.
So many people.
Letter from Hanlu Hui, Diego Vega, Donahue George, there's our buddy, Mike DeVry.
There's your buddy. Yeah, your so-called lawyer buddy. Wonder how many skeletons are in Owl's closet. Yeah, we need a name.
Kevin Robinson, and so on and so forth. And the list continues. I would imagine.
I know there were a couple times when there was a name on screen. This was in his old videos, old channels. And I really, really tried. And I found a couple things, but I couldn't actually find a name. I wonder if they're graduates of the highly accredited American Samoa Law School. Yeah. Yep. Right there with Jimmy McGill or Saul Goodman, whichever you prefer.
Imagine that this weekend, the rest of the mail is going to get delivered. And on Monday, there's going to be new docket entries, including, letters from mom and pops. Let the judge know what has happened to them. The judge more or less has seen the legal side. In other words, two arguments came together, right? One from Adam Aaron and the AMC staff. They had 30,000 documents, which they didn't want to bother messing with the plaintiffs. And it seems very, I don't know, I'm not trying to comment on this, but it's very sketchy to me. It's very, very sketchy that these guys were so quick to.
Of course, it's fucking sketchy. What, I mean, that's a surprise. How can that be a surprise to anybody who he claims to be? I mean, if you know, God, okay. Yeah, it's sketchy.
They took this deal very quickly. So it makes me wonder about.
The other thing that I've heard, and I saw this on Reddit, I think, or Twitter, whatever, was that the lawsuit, that there's something in the judge's order denying the motion for the settlement that talks about no additional that they can't have any more settlement, that they can't do another settlement deal or something like that. And so so they did it on purpose so that so that there wouldn't be any settlement. It makes no sense.
Allegheny itself and what they were looking for. Lawyers obviously collected their fees, but at the same time, they didn't really bother fighting. And today, Adam Aaron was supposed to be deposed. Was it today or yesterday? It was today, I think, or yesterday. Just yesterday. So I thought that was very interesting. He didn't want to get deposed. He didn't want to get on the stand. And that's very telling of the man's character, in my opinion, at least. Getting up.
Oh, really? Listen to him. Oh, it's really telling about his character. Oh, your character.
I think
you're a fucking character.
That, hey, if we put the old man on the stage, he's gonna obviously contradict himself because there's so much material evidence out there floating around with interviews and tweets and conversations. He opened his mouth one too many times, basically, in my opinion.
What? How?
But like I said to you before,
Yeah, and Donnie didn't want to get on the stand. He ducked out.
Now,
at least Adam Aaron didn't skip the country.
If you look at the pathology of the way this judge works, she's very thorough, right? She does go through the procedural notes and she goes through check marks.
He just went to Kansas.
I think, like I said before, the verdict won't come back till much later. I think there's going to be more letters, more things coming in, and anything can happen at that moment because I've seen this enough times to know, and I've learned this enough times that anything could happen. And
am I short AMC? Nope.
Wait until all the things have been, submitted and everything. You know what I mean? Just give it time because you don't know what letter, you don't know what note, you don't know who's writing.
Just doing this for fun.
What, is going to be the deciding factor. They've seen it on the judicial level, right? They've seen the judicial makeup of this, right?
Oh, she's a very precise. She follows the rules. Okay, good.
Something's wrong. Something's not right about this whole thing.
Yeah,
which
right.
we've seen, probably Cliff Asness and Melania. Who knows who's doing all this stuff? But something weird had happened the last 24 hours with the way things are happening, and somebody saw an opportunity. Antara is gone.
Antara.
They cashed out their puts. They lost, I think it was like 13 cents. And they well, they couldn't call it. They lost a nice chunk of money, and that's the end of that. I don't know if they're going to be coming back and putting down more puts. If they're going to have long positions for the run, I don't really know how they're going to do it.
For the
Probably
run.
not. But let's keep
Probably
an eye on
not.
these guys. Let's
Why,
see if we
fuck
can
it.
keep in
They made enough
touch
money already.
in
Fuck it.
terms of what's happened judicially with them. I am curious to see what, if any judicial matters come up in terms of Antara, because their
Antara.
timing, right? Their timing for the whole thing, placing the puts and the announcement that was made about the settlement is very suspect. 3 days before, somebody had dropped a dime, and all of a sudden they had, this thing happened. They weren't expecting Morgan Zern to jump in and save the day. I just didn't. Nobody saw that coming. I don't think anyone did. But Morgan Zern being
Well, I mean, that should be a clue right there. Let me go back.
This thing happened. They weren't expecting Morgan Zern to jump in and save the day. I just didn't. Nobody saw that coming. I don't think anyone did. But Morgan Zern.
Nobody saw that coming. I don't think anybody did. Expect the unexpected. Or put another way, when you think you figured out the key to the stock market, they changed the lock. So whatever you think is going to happen, the key's not going to work when it comes time. You think it's going to happen. This is central to problems with this whole thing because all these assumptions have been wrong over and over and over. But they don't change the way they think. And so Al right here, he's saying, you know, yeah, nobody saw this coming. Nobody, yeah, because it's either the judge accepts it and it happens, and if you believe that it's a good thing, it'll be a good thing. If you think it's a bad thing, it'll be a bad thing. So there's two choices, right? Zero or MOAS. MOAS or zero. Moon or zero. But it's silly. The reality is always that there are more than two choices. You can do more than just one of two things. More than two different outcomes are possible. So it probably won't be moon. It probably won't be zero. You know, ultimately probably will be zero, if we're being honest. But I mean, that's besides the point for this discussion. Every assumption, every supposed catalyst over the last 2 years, it's this garbage. It's based on very uh, superficial understandings of whatever the thing is, like on balance volume, like short volume, like FTDs, like all these things that, yeah, can be boiled down to a couple sentences that describes it. But you have to understand how the whole system is structured, how everything fits together, and what these things actually are, and how they fit into that overall structure, and just how the overall structure works. So if you don't know anything about the stock market, I guarantee you, if you are actually learning how to invest and or trade, you're not worried about FTDs 6 months into your journey in the market. That's not something that you will be looking at, you should be looking at or thinking about. It's just not. That is not it. And so, yeah, nobody thought that the judge would not accept the order But has really nobody has thought that, you know what, maybe, fill in the blank here.
Being a judicious person in that respect, pardon the pun, is being smart about it. So all the check marks, all the things that she needs to do, she's going to do, and then she'll render a decision. But like I said to you guys before, anything can happen. Nothing's over until
anything can happen. Yes, but nobody saw this coming. Okay. More empty fucking words.
That's being implemented globally by the bankers is not.
Oh boy, so central bank digital currency.
Some kind of
be scared.
Really nasty, really, globalist elitist cabal.
Globalist elitist. Oh, I'm hearing dog whistles already.
It does, manifest itself, right? We can see it on our end because we see it on social media. We see.
Oh yeah, you see it on social media. That's the best place for anything.
She was unambiguous about the whole thing. She wrote up exactly what it means, which is a signal, in my opinion. It's a signal to both parties that, hey, I heard from both of you. Now, now what? Now I'm supposed to just side with you just because you agreed? No. What it means is they're about to do, she's about to do something. That's what it's signaling to me, right?
Well, no shit. She has to do something. That's her job. She, oh my God. Oh, really? Okay. There's a lawsuit. Then the parties agree to a settlement. And the judge says, no, I'm not accepting the settlement. We're going to have the hearing. And that is a signal to you that she's going to do something. Wow. That is the fucking shallowest analysis I have ever heard.
That's what it
Fascinating.
is.
Absolutely.
Something is going to happen. That her authority to govern this case and future cases similar to this is dependent on letters and notes and stuff like that, and for her to do the right thing based on...
it's dependent on letters and notes now. Yes, it's dependent on the letters and notes. Let's get the fucking notes going. Let's start writing letters. I'll give you the address. Don't forget your $2 per page scanning fee. Delaware. God, fucking nickel and dime fuckers.
The other side.
$2 a fucking page.
Right? It's the other side of the whole thing.
Oh, I love it.
That's amazing, I think. That's a good thing. So let's hope and pray that Morgan Zern, the judge, the Chief Justice in this case...
Hope and pray.
Vice Chancellor,
it's still a matter of hope and pray.
Will do the right thing. They're going to more or less have a plan in place,
Yes, I know. Well said.
Some kind.
Well fucking said, Al. All right.
Hey friends, welcome to Stocks and Crypto.
Welcome.
I have some big news today. I know it's Friday and the markets are not open, but there was a big...
Look at this guy's sass. He's so sassy. What the fuck?
Hey friends, welcome to Stocks and Crypto Plays. I have some big news today. I know it's Friday and the markets are not open, but there was a big move today on AMC stock on cost to borrow. I watch cost to borrow very closely, and there's one particular outlet that tracks cost to borrow, and it's not Ortex. And on this cost to borrow,
it's not Ortex.
We've been inching up higher and higher and higher. And like I said, we've been about 325%, 350%, right? And that's very high, and it's much higher than it's normally been. But pay close attention to this, because today's the 7th, Friday. The markets are closed. And yesterday, the cost to borrow was 322% APR. Today, it hit a high of 778% cost to borrow. And don't just
oh my God.
It's very important and it's very significant. I know a lot of people say cost to borrow doesn't matter, and they don't want to hear about it, but it does matter. It's an indicator of a short squeeze. It's always an indicator
of a short squeeze.
So The pressure is increasing very high. I brought out in my previous video that Apple stock is 0.25% cost to borrow. 0.25%. That means nobody wants
That
to
means
borrow
it's
AMC
everybody should.
because you can buy real shares of AMC. Why would you borrow
Everybody
AMC?
should go grab
Why
an
would you
Apple short
borrow
position.
Apple stock? You don't need to. You can buy real shares of Apple.
Why would you want to do that?
Shares. You cannot buy real shares of AMC.
Oh,
AMC cost to borrow is so high. It's very important. It's very significant. And
What?
don't just sweep it under the rug. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore cost to borrow.
don't ignore cost to
We
borrow.
had a high today on a Friday with the market closed of 778% APR. And now it's back down to 390%, which is still higher than it's been in who knows how long. Long time. But why did it get so high today? 778%.
Because it smoked a lot of weed.
And I really want you guys to all think about Apple stock. I know it's a major company, a very successful company, but the point of it is you can borrow Apple stock for 0.25%. Free. You can borrow it for free. Because there's no need to
It's
borrow
not
it.
for
You
free.
can just buy real shares. AMC, you can't buy shares.
No, but you're talking about two different things. You're talking about borrowing shares. That would be used to short it. But he's saying you can buy real shares. If you want to short it, you wouldn't fucking buy shares. So what the fuck are you talking about? He misread a fucking Investopedia article, and now he's making fucking videos.
You
Great.
guys need to get that into your heads. You need to understand that you can't buy real AMC shares. Even when we buy right now, they're probably IOUs. Nobody has real shares of AMC.
Guess what? It doesn't fucking matter. Okay? 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 It doesn't fucking matter. The market sees no difference in what you call synthetic shares and what the market calls rehypothecated positions, positions, not shares of the float, positions, which it can and is larger than the float. Like, again, 6 months into being in the market, you shouldn't be making fucking videos about market structure, about inane details that are being overblown and hyped up to mean things that they do not mean, never intended to mean, and never will mean. I mean, like, seriously, this is some garbage.
So you guys, if we're holding them in our accounts, and we've been holding them for a couple years, we have a golden ticket. And very soon we're going to
That's
get a short
belief.
squeeze. And this is definitely an indicator of it, the cost to borrow, okay? The other thing I want to bring out is behind me, I got the CNBC report. Stocks making big moves on Thursday were Costco, Bed Bath Beyond, and they called us out, AMC, FedEx, and more. Yeah, AMC made a nice run. We were up 20%. And in the article,
nice run.
they talk about AMC, and they said AMC had crashed
Oh, yeah.
because of a
Nice
settlement
run.
deal. It caused AMC to crash. And then they go on to say, since the judge denied the
41%.
quick approval process that they were requesting without anyone objecting or having an opportunity to say, no, we don't want this, she said no. And that caused the stock to go up 20%. So you can see how bad this reverse split is. Even CNBC and all mainstream media, they all know it too.
Did they say it was bad?
So hit like, subscribe, and notifications. Share the video with a friend. And today, I want you to think about that cost to borrow. We're going to keep a close eye on it. I've never seen it so high outside of Ortex, which I don't use Ortex. I've never seen it so high outside of Ortex. It hit 750%. That's insane. They need our shares really bad, and we're not selling them. Yeah, maybe some people will start selling some at a profit. Nobody's going to sell this low. Those greedy hedge funds, they really think we're going to sell this low? How greedy are they, or how desperate are they? That's the real question.
How greedy are you? How desperate are you?
How desperate are they? Maybe they'll go bust if we, you know, don't sell this low. Maybe they have no choice to try to get us to sell this low.
What?
Because they'll go bankrupt just like Credit Suisse did. Because I called it out months ago.
Because Credit Suisse did not close their AMC shorts and it killed them. We heard about it.
Suisse paid for the short squeeze before the short squeeze, but it left them broke.
Yeah.
Talk to you soon, friends. I appreciate
Oh my God, he did say that. He did say that in a video. He said Credit Suisse was in the news a few months ago, and he said, and it was bad news and cost him a lot of money or something. And he said that his theory was that Credit Suisse was paying for the squeeze in advance. That's why they, you know, and now he's tying it all together. Wow, that's some Jesus fuck. Okay. All right. That is some bullshit. Wow. Wow. Now, what's this AMC Daily? Is this one of these automated channels? I think it is.
In this video, we will discuss about how Citadel have been hiding their...
Here we go.
What's going on, you silly little motherfuckers? Look.
Oh, we're back to that, huh? We're back to that shit. Silly Lynn mother. Where's Lynn? She'll be happy to know. Paging Lynn.
No, listen, I'm just downstairs. The lower level. I'm not going upstairs for a couple of days. Feeling a little bit better. I'm gonna put out a couple of videos later today. I just wanted to talk about one thing. The plan that I have to hit AMC on a daily basis, there's nothing wrong with that. That's just normal investment. I know the company stock is going to be fucking worthless after we're done with it. And I have no guilty feeling because I know you guys won't be in it. So that's no problem. Now, as far as like buying stock in a company and taking it, putting puts on it and then me dumping it, that's no big deal, whatever. People can read into it whatever they want. It's not really a big deal.
Exactly.
It's a strategy. The funds do it every day.
Yes. Listen to Lou.
What it is. But that
knows what he's talking about.
Please understand that going forward, this week is very important. Let me explain why. You see how AMC, when the judge, before the judge dismissed the motion, how it started to split, APE started to go up and AMC started to go down, and then the judge's decision, and then it was like, no, AMC is going up and APE was going down. Then it's Good Friday, today. Next week is the first time where the market's really going to absorb this pricing structure. It's never been done before. You've never had a stock become a preferred equity unit on the side with a difference in pricing, and then because of one 8K filing that wasn't supposed to be filed, they flipped automatically, and then all of a sudden they flipped again, and then now the market hasn't even adjusted for it. So come this week going forward, people please understand that you're really going to start to see, like, unless the judge, which I don't think is going to happen. I think it's going to happen to the end of the month. So this week coming up, you're really going to get to see some interesting things with AMC. No shares available. High cost, super high cost to borrow. Very dangerous.
Here we go with that shit
Nobody
again.
wants to lend shares out because you might not get them back if it starts to run. And there's nothing technically able to turn off the fire in AMC if it starts. Now, you can buy a lot of APE, but APE can't convert over.
It says 200,000 available on Interactive Brokers.
But tonight we'll hang out. I'll probably do a coffee lounge tonight and then do
coffee lounge. Like no wine lounge. Oh, you can't drink in there.
And okay. This is the month that ends, but we got some extra time.
That's what I said. This is the month that's shares are always available.
I gotta go get something to eat. I'm starving.
Well, get your food. All right, let's see what Frankie Mohammed. The jihad.
What's up, man? It's Frank. Let me say I'm not a financial advisor. Anything that I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only. Whatever I say in this video is my opinion, may not necessarily be factual, Don't buy, sell, or hold a
So it's
stock
not
because of
factual.
anything that I say
Okay.
in this video. Do your own DD. Look, one thing I don't like people, man, that try to manipulate other people. I don't like hypocrites. And I don't like people, man, that intentionally try to financially hurt other people. Just the type of person I am. You know, so
That's
I was
good.
looking at the Marine video. And in the video, man, I have this video coming up after my video. So in the video, man, his video, he got clips of Adam Aaron talking. So Adam Aaron, man, he's talking to one of the shareholders. I guess they was discussing, man, the stock price. So Adam Aaron, he made a statement that, you know, he can't control the stock price, you know, when it comes to a stock. He said he can't guarantee that somebody make 100%, you know, on their investment with AMC. He can't manufacture a stock price. In essence, man, he can't help us, you know, with a short squeeze play. I get that. I understand, man, everything that Adam Aaron is saying. I don't differ with anything that Adam Aaron is saying. Here's my problem, man, with Adam Aaron. Man, my personal opinion, you're such a liar and you're such a hypocrite. This is the reason why. I understand, man, everything that you said, you know, as far as you not being in the position to produce a short squeeze play, help
Takes
produce
one
a
to know
short
one,
squeeze
maybe?
play, or manipulate the price. You're right. But here's the thing. My problem with you is that you led people to believe that, in my opinion, that you led retail investors and shareholders to believe that you was going to trap the shorts. Based on some of the things that you was doing, that's what they came up with. You led them to believe, man, that you was going to trap the shorts, therefore assisting them with having a short squeeze. That's what they get from you. You see what I'm saying? You didn't directly come out and say that you was going to help retail investors or shareholders, you know, with the play squeezing. But what you did was you indirectly implied it. And you did it, man, by your conversations. You see what I'm saying? By your actions, by your tweets, by the
I mean, okay. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to keep
verbiage that you was using. See, that's what you did. See, you used first of all, you know why you got 4 million people in your stock. You know we're in a short squeeze play against the hedge funds and the short sellers, your colleagues, your buddies. You know we in a short squeeze play against them. You know why we here. It ain't no secret why we here. You know we apes. You know who we are.
Well,
so the thing is,
that's a good reason, you know, that's actually very interesting. You know why we're here. It ain't no secret. Okay. It's not a secret. So makes you think you're going to win. Like,
you use terms like, man, I'm with you. You know, you use terms like, man, I'm an 8. You use terms like, man, we pounce. You see what I'm saying? You use terms like checkmate, just watch. You know, I play 4D chess. See, man, what you did was, in my opinion, in my opinion, Adam Aaron, you a master manipulator. See, you got people fooled that you this silverback. But see, in my opinion, man, what you are a master manipulator.
See, this goes back to Trey. This goes back to Trey Collins, Trey's Trades. As far as I know, he's the one who really created this buddy-buddy weird relationship with the CEO. And he was, you know, preaching the MOAS, not when he had those conversations with Adam Aaron. He didn't talk about it. So, but as far as I can remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that where that started? I mean, he was, I guess he had kind of warmed up to retail and whatnot, before that, like, I don't know, April or May of 21, but uh those interviews I think were, harmful ultimately, and it really kind of I don't know, I would might even go so far as to say it poisoned people's conception of, the appropriate relationship and the appropriate way to think about uh these different aspects, the CEO of a company, a company's uh, reason for being in business, all, basically just, yeah, basic business principles. But because that was on this top of this emotional, um, highly speculative thing that everybody wanted to happen, um, it was somewhat insidious to set up that relationship in that context anyway.
And what you did, you played on weak shareholders, weak investors.
Well, that's
that
what the
couldn't think
AMC
for
Grifters
themselves.
did and continue to do.
Individuals, man, that was emotionally tied to this short squeeze play. You played on them. You see what I'm saying, man? You knew what investors wanted when it came to this to this stock. You knew that we was in a short squeeze play. So why didn't you just come out and say this a year and a half ago or a year ago? Why didn't you just come out and say, well, look, man, hey, H, I know why y'all in this short squeeze play. I know why y'all investing in my stock.
Well, but he may not believe that there is a short squeeze play. He doesn't believe that there are synthetic shares or that there are naked shorts. So maybe the reason he hasn't said anything is that if he did say something, he would crush your fucking dreams worse and more completely than I ever could. Because if Adam Aaron said that you are fucking delusional, and if that's why you're holding the shares of my company, just fucking sell them now. What would that do? What would that do to the cult? I mean, god damn, this shit is so delusional. Just admit it, Frankie. Apes are simps. He'd have to be admitting that he's a simp. But I agree. I'm calling for that too.
I understand that y'all want a short squeeze. I understand that y'all want a MOAS. I understand that's the reason why you're here.
Yeah,
Let me
you
make
can't
it
talk like that.
clear
He's
to
a goddamn CEO.
I don't believe in the MOAS. I don't believe in I don't believe in this whole short squeeze theory that y'all involved in. It is nothing that I can do to help y'all with this particular situation. I can't help you with it.
You should know that.
My only goal, as a CEO of this company, is just to run the company and make sure that
That's
the company
what he said.
is profitable. I understand
that's what
your
he said.
is nothing that I can do to help you.
That's what the pounce probably even meant.
No, instead, in my opinion, what you did, you use wording, you use Twitter to emotionally manipulate people.
No, you interpreted that way.
And that you was that ape, and that you was gonna help them, man, with this short squeeze play.
Well, they're idiots.
Come out and say it directly, but you led people to believe it. You see what I'm saying? But no, you didn't come out and tell people a year and a half what you told that guy in that conversation that you was having. See, you didn't outright just come out and tell people that. Because, see, here's what you wanted. What you wanted was you wanted shareholders and you wanted AMC retail investors to continue to invest in your stock, to continue to believe in the MOAS and the short squeeze play. You wanted us to continue to buy and hold your stock so that you can make money, so that you can get wealthy. All this is my opinion. So that you can get wealthy, so that the board can make money, so that the 1%ers can get rich off of AMC stock. See, you didn't want us to leave. You wanted us to continue to believe that you was that silverback so we can stay in this stock, man, so we can be the cash cow for everybody and make everybody rich. You see what I'm saying? And see, like I said, that's why I say, man, I feel like Adam Aaron. This is my opinion. I feel like you're an evil person. Real talk. I feel like, man, you're a greedy individual.
Real talk.
I feel
Sounds like, yeah. It sounds like Frankie didn't do correct DD, and it seems like a lot of people thought this was like the lottery, and they said this. They used to say this. I talk about this sometimes. Because I don't say it anymore, but they used to say this. They used to say that it was the only time that you would ever be able to buy a lottery ticket that you knew in advance was a winner. Every share of AMC that you buy is a winning lottery ticket. So that's what they thought it was, but it ended up being like the craps table or something, poker table. It's a little bit different, huh? A little bit different. So not only did they not do correct DD, they were at the wrong fucking counter. They were at the wrong table. They were in the wrong building. They didn't know where they had no clue where they were even, which is exactly what the casino wants. They don't want you to know where you are, or what time it is. Just yeah, just stay and have a good time.
feel like you
Want another drink?
ungrateful and you don't appreciate everything that we did for you, everything that we did for the board, everything that we did for AMC. I feel like you don't appreciate it, man.
See, like the way he's
feel like
talking
that
about
you
this,
are
this
a
is
master,
completely inappropriate.
manipulator. And in my opinion, man, you have
This is
financially hurt a lot of people, man, with this stock. I know you don't give a damn because you made millions. You're a 1%.
this
You
is
don't
so
care. You can
passive
care less.
aggressive.
But man, I
Fuck.
want you to know, man, that you have
It's like
financially hurt a lot of people.
call
I
him and
think
leave this on
myself
his
as
fucking
an
answering
individual,
machine.
I was blessed. I got into play
Fuck.
early. At the same time, I've averaged down. So I put myself in the position where
Oh,
no matter what,
average down. You averaged down. Congratulations. That's fantastic. Good for
I
you.
can't be significantly
Oh
hurt
my God.
from
I love when they talk
from
about
this short
averaging
squeeze
down.
play as far as my lifestyle. I only invested in the stock, man, what I can afford to lose. But man, you have financially hurt a whole lot of people. And if we short squeeze tomorrow, Adam Aaron,
So
man, I would never have respect for you and I don't trust you. And you need to understand something. I know you don't
wow.
believe in, man, that universal law that's called karma. You don't believe in it, probably. Because if you did, you wouldn't be doing the stuff that you're doing. So you probably don't believe in it. But man, from a spiritual perspective, man, let me say this. The
Oh,
$40
spiritual.
million or whatever, man, all those millions that you made off the back of retail investors made by selling stocks, all that money you made. Look, man, when you leave this planet, the only thing, man, you can't take that money with you. It can't go with you. You see what I'm saying? The only thing, man, is left is the creator of the universe, you, your good deeds, and your bad deeds. Please understand that. Even though, man, sometimes, man,
Well,
there's no
okay,
cameras
but
around. Police not around. Nobody, man, might not see everything that you may be doing and your colleagues and the 1%ers in a little smoke-filled room somewhere. Understand, man, that the universe, man, is always watching. Even when there ain't no cameras around, even if the SEC ain't around, even if the police ain't around, even if FINRA ain't around, even if none of these people not around, man, the universe, man, is always watching what you're doing.
okay. Frankie's copping out with excuses. Grifters like Frankie hurt a lot of people by putting out false and misleading information. Frankie is guilty of putting out conspiracies. Harmon needs to butt fuck Frankie. Peter C has some nice words for me. You're a fucking shill and a fucking sellout. Go suck AA dick. Shill? Sellout? Who? Okay. Bad back. You still own AMC and Ape. Yeah, I think he's an XXXXer. Yeah, 5X. 5Xer? The 5Xer. Peter, you holding those heavy bags? Never owned Ape, sold AMC 60s to 40s. Well, who's to sell out now? Oh boy, that's awesome. Watch right fucking now. Wow. I mean, I kind of don't want to watch this just because of the goddamn title.
What is going on, guys? Lottery Sucks here. Welcome back to the
So
channel. Welcome
for
to the
that,
channel if you're new. Now, if you've been keeping up with the
you're
channel,
going
last
1
week we
1/4.
saw a ton of unusual put options trade, but we also had something happen with the settlement where we thought we were going to get a settlement, and then the judge basically denied the motion to get the settlement. And now you're seeing sentiment in AMC. We just saw a 23% rip yesterday on Thursday. By the way, happy Good Friday, happy 3-day weekend. Hopefully you all are enjoying your weekend so far. But now you're seeing the sentiment switch, not only in the price action up 20% on AMC, but the put.
What about Ape? Ape's down.
Options are changing. This time, put options are being sold, and this is the biggest block that we have ever seen so far. 940,000, at least over the past couple of weeks. Put blocks sold on AMC with a strike price of $13 a share.
They're always sold.
43 days. Now, if you were going to take a step back and look at this from a technical perspective, what does this mean? What would the contract mean in legal terms? This would mean that somebody is betting $940,000 against someone else that AMC will be over $13 within 43 trading days, above $13 a share within 43 trading days. This is at the price now. This is excluding reverse split. This is excluding conversion, settlement, so on and so forth. So this I wanted to bring to you first before we get into the video, but I honestly didn't even plan on making a video today. I saw some crazy numbers when I woke up on AMC, and I touched on the chart on the shorter time frame for AMC, GameStop, and the SPY, and I want to cover it with you as well as some other stocks very slightly to close out the video. All I ask in return is for you guys to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's get into it. So according to Ortex, 25.09% short interest, utilization still maxed out, shares on loan.
He didn't even talk about this. He didn't even talk about it down here where it says an unusually large 940,000 dollars block of put contracts was sold with a strike price of $13 per share. Hold on a sec. This dude doesn't get the theater mode. The strike of $13 a share, expiring in 43 days on May 19th, 2023. Inventor tracks all large option trades, and the premium spend on this trade was 5.49 sigmas above the mean, placing it in the 100th percentile of all recent large trades made in AMC options. Okay. Scavenger's video is interesting. He accepts AMC is broke. Well, that sounds more interesting than this. What is this up here? Oh, financial crimes.
$2 billion, and they're only getting fined $10.2 million, which is just a slap on the wrist, right? If it all played out the way it should play out, Robinhood would not be an app right now. It would not be a broker dealer, so on and so forth.
What? Oh, okay. Yeah, if it was everything was fair, Robinhood would be out of business. Fuck them. All right, boy. What this new generation, boy, they're assholes.
Interested right now, showing that they are not getting fined.
Still talking about Robinhood.
No idea how, when the market's closed, they drop the.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
At least they are investigating it.
Things he has no idea. I'll take things that lottery stocks has no ideas about for 500, Alex.
Again, that throw that bone tactic. Before we get into the charts, 200,000 shares available to borrow on AMC at a most recent fee of 390%, but before that, it was at 778%. Look, I don't know. I have no idea how, when the market's closed, they drop the fee more than half, or basically half, right? They drop the fee half out of absolutely nowhere. Nobody knows, right? Within the matter of 9 minutes, they drop the fee from 800.
Because that's not the whole securities lending market for AMC. That's why, essentially, in a nutshell. Because you are looking at one slice of this market. It would be like if you went to one of these shitty sites like Chart Exchange, and went to the exchange volume and just looked at SIBO Edge X you know, and you looked at that, all this volume and time and sales from there, like all the receipts from every transaction, and you made these generalizations about it based on 13% of the volume. Like that's what you're doing here essentially. This is a portion of this data. It's not the whole picture. It's not the whole picture. And these fees are going to be different at different institutions. So that's why Ortex has something called cost to borrow average, I would imagine. It's taking all the different and averaging it because there's as many sources of lending, there's that many fees. Anyway, for a candle or two, well, you're on 30-second candles. Took away my buy button. Feel the ape's pain. Yeah, I mean the thing is though, uh, you have it worse than they did because they could still buy and trade like 7,000 other stocks, you know, with no restrictions, and you can't even place a trade. I'm not laughing that you can't place a trade,
100 to
but
390%. No idea. Calls to puts, losing on the option chain for this week. Puts won, sellers won. Even though we got that 22% gain, we saw a 26% dip, you know, when the lawsuit got denied. So they're basically controlling the price so they make money on the option chain. But what this tells me is that not only do we not know, but insiders don't know what the judge is going to do with the lawsuit and how it's going to affect retail. Now,
so they're controlling the price so they make money on options, but they don't know what the fuck. Yeah, these videos are terrible. I mean, this is God, look at this fucking chart. Oh my God. Oh, here we go. Some TA. Ready for some TA? This this is gonna give TA a bad name, which I'm not saying it shouldn't have.
is under there as well. Moving on, touching on GameStop's chart, we closed at $22.40, up 1.5% in after hours, hogging the support level right around $22.30. I thought we were going to get rejected there. We fought at it, broke above it, and now we're basing off it. This is a strong thing to see.
Yeah, this thing's gonna go up. Oh yeah, look at that. It's definitely gonna go up.
If GameStop breaks out, I would be watching around $23 for some resistance on GameStop or that next trend line. Now, whatever way you put this, right, flagging out or a falling channel, these are both bullish scenarios for GameStop on descending volume as well. GameStop looks bullish overall. I still hold puts in the short term, and the only reason I do that is because it just seems too good to be true. Plus, if you look at it on the daily chart, this cycle plays out every single.
You just told us how it, but you have puts. Oh my God.
Time. It comes up and around, reaches a low, comes up, and it eventually trails back down to this new low.
I wonder why.
Not only that, but we have this disgusting gap, right? That is why I have this huge red line. This gap down to $18.32. This is exactly what I'm playing for. If GameStop sells off, you can look for a bounce right around $21.50 to finish this ping pong before essentially selling off even further. That is what I'm looking at for GameStop. As for AMC, closed at $4.90.
That's manufactured profit of quarter bullshit. Look at that. Yeah, that's gonna go up. Oh yeah, it's gonna rip. It's gonna rip. This dip before the rip. Jesus fuck.
Up off even further. AMC. That is what I'm looking at for GameStop. As for AMC, closed at $4.90, up 21% on the day on Thursday. Beautiful gap up, but again, gap up scary. We have a gap back down to $4.12. I do hold calls on AMC just for fun. I got them when it ripped back here, and I still hold them just for fun. But I still stick to AMC finding a new low or relative.
It's like 2 weeks, over 2 weeks later. What? What are you? Okay. Well, let me guess. They're let's see. Which ones are they probably? For let's say you got the June 10 calls, huh? There's a lot of those. 51,000 open interest. Let's see here. What else we got? Oh, that was analyzed. That one analyzed. Yeah. Yeah, fuck yeah. 26 cents. You got those, right? 20 delta. Shit, you probably got 10 of those. Nice.
Low, I'm sorry, by April 12th. And this is exactly what you're seeing, right? This ping pong back and forth. I want you to pay attention to when AMC gets flushed. We had a flush right here and a flush right here. This
I
is
actually was thinking about buying. I was thinking about trying to trade this AMC. But I mean, look at this. This is the January 24 AMC and APE option. It's the last one that's available. It's January. I think is it AMC 1? I mean, look, 3 contracts of this one traded at a spread of almost $1, or actually, yeah, over $1. Most of these didn't have any traded. Same in the puts. I mean, but the strikes go all the way up to 90 on these, because these are old school. So 90 was like a thing. And there were still fucking 651 of those traded. 651 of the 90 strike calls for January 24 on the AMC and APE option, with a 6-cent mid price. How can you go wrong? It only went down 14% that day, Friday, Thursday. But it's got a 4 delta. I'm half kidding. I kind of was, though.
exactly what they love to do with the stock. These flushes are just bringing it to lower lows and lower highs. This is a descending channel. They're bringing it down while manipulating you to purchase calls, and I think it's a potential trap. Yes, AMC could base right here, and it could rip. I would watch for a rejection right around $5.20. If we break above that, I'd watch $5.70 right out of that supply zone that we see above there.
If we break above 520, look out, 570. Here we come. Who cares about this? Trade it. Don't trade it. Who fucking cares? Oh, here we go. Back to Stonko
as well.
Tracker.
Now, the numbers for this are crazy. 1.3 million shares available to borrow. The options chain, for some reason,
this is Bed Bath & Beyond.
Only on the call side, right? So some fuckery is happening on the weekend. Only on the call side, right? And then out of the money on the put side. Now, if you look at the short exempts, this is disgusting.
Oh, short exempt.
1.9 million, 3.4, 2.7, 2.4, 1.
Oh my God. Obviously, it's crime. They're abusing the short exempt volume, clearly. Yep. That's it.
3 million short exempts. I mean, this is disgusting. They're pumping
disgusting, but do you know what the fuck it even means? Ah. It's so disgusting. Wait, what is it again?
The floor. This shows me that they are trying to race as fast as they can to get this to zero for some reason. They really
don't fuck off with your goddamn fucking zero, kid. Jesus fuck.
Time. I think it will cause something very, very bad for them. But you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments on this down below. And we have some fun earnings coming up this week. BlackRock is burning right now. Even if their earnings do good, I don't know. They have earnings on Friday. We're going to talk more about that in Discord. As well as Citi, Wells Fargo, and some other banks as well. And some more important earnings that we will make some degen bets on in Discord. So if you guys...
Great. Degen. Love them. Love it. All right. All right. Roach.
AMC needs eyeballs. Badly. Because that's a big pool, and I'm not sure I trust executives to not just dump that after the reverse stock split, because they'll say we got a long way to go. It's not going to be anywhere near a penny stock, you know. Retail can absorb this. And if they start getting greedy and dumping things too quickly, you know, we need if we have big size, you know, big buying pressure, we're not even going to feel that. By the time they're done dumping that, it's only one way to go, right? Because there's no more 150 million shares being dumped on the market. Guess what? If you have equal buying pressure and there's no more brick wall in the way, where do you go from there?
What?
Eyeballs. I know a lot of you guys are run down, but
oh, it's a pep talk. Okay.
I mean, listen, you know, I don't know how you want to get eyeballs. But
well, it's
that's what we
interesting
need.
that you can't even look into the fucking camera when you're talking there, sitting there talking about eyeballs, having this pep talk, heart to heart, whatever the fuck, and you can't even look into the goddamn camera. I mean, what is wrong here? This is so fucking creepy.
So, however you want to do that, I think it's important that
brilliant.
this is a very interesting case.
Brilliant
and
fucking
I think it's
advice.
really interesting to continue talking about. And I think it's
What are you
the more it's talked
apologizing?
about, the more people care and the more people look at
Talking
it.
about AMC?
And if they look at it and they decide, hey, this is something I want to get involved in, all that does is help.
Oh, greater fools.
That's a big
yeah.
pool, 150 million
Need
shares.
Need more
with
people.
Free reign to just hit that market with it whenever they want. And hopefully the executives are smart enough, or whoever is really doing the selling, I don't know. Hopefully they're smart enough to not just eat up all the liquidity, because volume, it's no secret, volume on AMC has not been massive lately, right? Hopefully they're not dumb enough, I'll say, to just eat up all the liquidity and dump off the freshly reverse split stock. Now, I think they're probably smart enough to not do that. But you know how we don't have to worry about that? Eyeballs. Money. Now, look, even though today on AMC was really, a lot of it was, of course, driven by the undoing of arbitrage, AMC was still up 21% today. It pushed almost to 520 at one point, closing yesterday around 4.
We know one thing. If you hit 520, look out, 570. Here you come. Oh, except
right?
No.
I mean, and the volume today was fine. Again, I watched the level 2 for a little while. Spreads were good. I could tell there were people trading this name today. And all that does, and I know a lot of you guys hate when people trade AMC. That's fine. I personally don't. It's not my style anyway. Even if I wanted to, it's not really how I trade.
What? Not shitty?
Intraday. But it's a good thing. This is good. How do you think you get these pushes, guys? That's good. That leads to more excitement. Stop being so negative about everything.
Wow. That's like, oh, God. He was struggling to find something, and then, it went up. Yeah, it's good.
Some of you guys just hate everything, and this helps. This helps.
How?
That push helps. That gets it on CNBC. That gets, the 55-year-old lady who's never really...
That gets it on CNBC. Great. Awesome. Maybe Jim Cramer will talk. No, don't want, no.
Really bought a stock before, buying stock, getting excited about this. That's a good thing.
Nobody's doing that.
Right? And all that does is help you. All right, eyeballs. It's the key, guys. We need liquidity. We need money to absorb that 150 million. And guess what? If we can absorb that 150 million, no problem.
It's on you all.
We're done.
It's on y'all to do that.
Was it all helpful? Please subscribe to the channel.
It wasn't. Thank you very much. Not. Oh yeah, scavenger. Right. Here he is. For MOAS, we need this. This doesn't make sense. The news is telling us what?
What is going on? Happy Friday. Happy Good Friday.
Good Friday.
It's not just an ordinary Friday. So hopefully you have the time to see your family this weekend, get together. I know that I have some plans going.
Yeah. Just get to the fucking point.
Sensitive topic with AMC right now. I know you have a lot of people who are against the dilution and reverse split, and obviously the only numbers we have to kind of show us retail thoughts on that would be the vote, but obviously not everybody showed up to vote, so we only have a sample size on how many people are actually for the reverse split, right? Guys, regardless of what you agree with or what you want for the future of AMC, the reality is that AMC does need cash, okay? Right now, obviously, our quarters are getting better and better for earnings wise because more people are going back to the movies. Like, the reality is the pandemic's over. And on top of that, AMC is doing a lot of extra things to bring in revenue that we haven't even seen yet, like the popcorn. and eventually getting into the credit card industry, which a lot of people I don't think give that enough credit to what it's actually going to do for AMC.
They don't give it enough credit. See what you did there.
We're talking
that was a smart
lot of money with the credit card industry, but these are all things that aren't affecting the earnings yet, and they might not affect the earnings for a while because obviously things are going to ramp up. Like, for instance,
they might affect the earnings negatively.
It's not in every Walmart yet. It's a huge hit, but I have like 5 Walmarts around me and not one has it. So we don't even have, the popcorn's not even in all the Walmarts.
Wow.
Right? So it's not even doing what it's capable of doing yet. But the reality is AMC does need cash. Now, does AMC have to do a reverse split to get cash? Well, no, they don't. They could keep diluting Ape. There's a lot more
great.
that they could
sell
dilute,
1 trillion of
cash, and obviously,
at 50 cents.
AMC selling Antera Ape shares at 60 something cents is pretty pathetic and annoying. But we have to remember those institutions that are willing to buy those, they're also in ties with Wall Street, right? So it's interesting that right after those were sold to Antera, like shortly after Ape shot back up again. My personal belief is I think the price of Ape came back up because of the threat of a reverse stock split.
Yeah,
right?
they should. They should do something because I mean these or just stop watching them. Just stop watching them. How about? I mean, yeah, majority probably don't have positions. They have small positions or they're day trading or something. Like, come on. Ape's only values that is becoming AMC shares. If you take that away, Ape is worthless. You can't just dilute Ape, right? You're diluting a float with another. It's just it doesn't make any sense. It's none of your business. Others stock positions. How about don't make decisions based on YouTubers? I mean, I don't show positions, but I don't talk about positions, and I don't make suggestions or recommendations. In the case of AMC, with these clowns, I have to agree that they should show their positions. Now, nobody has to show their position, of course, but if you're not going to do it, you should not be even viewed. I mean, I'm not even going to say trusted, but you're what are you talking? You don't have any facts. You're not actually adding any factual content, nor have you even shown that you have an interest financially in what you're talking about. So, I mean, they could do one of those two things. The easiest thing to do would be to show your position and just, okay, look, whatever, or provide some factual information and show that you actually know what you're talking about, care what you're talking about, those kind of things. But they can't do that. They're not going to do that. It's just, yes, they're scamming. This is the problem here. This really is the issue. My thing is this: you come on YouTube and you go in and search for AMC, and this is what you get. You get this asshole, Scott fucking Allen. And the only reason I got that is probably because I'm logged in to that account right now. I bet if I did it in a private tab, it would not show that. But I'm going to verify that. Anyway, this is what you get. You get all this stuff, and it's all one side. It's all the same side. Like, all of it is. There's nothing here that is anything but this narrative. I mean, that to me is fucked up. The only thing I can do is try to do something different than this. But why, it's It's not financial advice, okay? But it is, though. It is financial advice. Let me check this out. So where is it? Here it is. No, this one. No, shit. Oh, okay. Here's the logged out window. This is logged out. Okay, AMC. What did I tell you? It's not there. Those motherfuckers. So there is something that is different, but it's not shown in a random logged out browser window. Still haven't seen it yet. Motherfuckers. Fuck Google. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's about making money. It's about these clowns making money. It's about Google making money. It's about all these fuckers making money. And it doesn't matter that it's garbage content and that it goes beyond AMC and GameStop and Bed Bath & Beyond and all these other shitty stocks of shitty companies. They're supposedly, air quote, educating people about the markets. Yeah, they're miseducating them. They're, brainwashing them. So how many times have we heard people say, after AMC, after MOAS, I'm never putting money in the stock market again because it's so corrupt, even though I'm going to make millions of dollars, which it would be fucking corrupt for these clowns to make millions of dollars. That would be fucking corrupt. That would be a corrupt fucking system. I agree. But motherfuckers. Yeah, people should not trust random strangers on the internet. That's clear to me. I'm 40 years old. I've been using the internet since I was, whatever, middle school or online services of some kind. I get that. People don't seem to get that. I don't think that we want, I certainly don't want the only thing to be this shit. But who makes money? And it's this garbage narrative. Somebody's saying that, wait, hang on, guys, hold up. Are you really sure? Because this is wrong and that's wrong. And didn't you think about this? And obviously this is, no, of course not. I'm a shill. I'm a sellout. Yeah. Because they can't, actually come up with an argument. Anyway, the issue is the ridiculous price targets. The community changed for the worse when conspiracy and high prices came into the picture. I mean, that's going way back. That's going back to 2000, the fall, late summer, fall 2021, when that stuff started. Manipulation at its finest. Okay. I think this guy's got low energy, so I apologize.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan. For those of you joining for the first time today, guys, I just want to make a quick video today and just talk to you about some of the things that are a little bit strange to me regarding this week. All right, number one, Monday, right? The settlement, kind of news came out. It thought it was going to go through. The price drops in AMC. The price goes up in APE. It's one of those things that it was just manipulation to its finest. Okay. Then we get a report that the judge said, well, hold on a second. I don't think we're going to do this just yet. We need to revisit this. So the price of AMC then goes back up, and if you noticed, which I'm sure you did, AMC finished just under $5 today. If it was above that $5 mark, there would have been 50,000 more call options in the money today. And, you know, it would have been, they would have been scrambling this weekend.
Oh, they would have been screwed if those 50,000 calls had ended in the money. What are they think I think they think bad back. I think they think of these calls as lottery tickets. Like if it's in the money, it's a winning lottery ticket. And that's you know, you get a prize. I mean, seriously, how many of these clown? I mean, yeah, if the stock had finished $5.02, they could have exercised those calls and gotten a 2-cent per share discount. Wow, they could have got. I mean, those calls are in the money. 501. Okay, yeah, that makes logical sense. Except it doesn't. This guy, we've seen this guy on here before, a couple times, I think. I always remember him because I guess he does kitchens or works somewhere that does kitchens. These are display kitchen cabinets, whatever. I just remember he's the cabinet guy. He's my he's my cabinet guy.
0 shares to borrow everywhere. If you've been living under a rock
so now we're on to
last few days, we
were just talking about calls. Now we're talking about cost to borrow. That was quick.
Of that $5 mark today, and you know it would have been they would have been scrambling this weekend, especially with 0 shares to borrow everywhere. If you've been living under a rock these last few days, you've noticed that the cost to borrow crossed the 1,000% mark, and that's crazy in its own way, right? Like ortex is showing it's still 25% short interest, and this is a self-reported number. And if they're reporting that the short interest is at 25%,
no, it's not. It's reported by the lenders, not the people who borrow the shares. This is basic. I can't believe they still say this. Honestly, I cannot believe that they still say self-reported, not realizing that it's the people who lend the shares, the lenders, the ones that are lending them out, the lending broker. Those institutions report what they have available to lend. So it actually is a fairly accurate way to look at the short interest generally, but it's still not a trading strategy to me. It's still not really a trading strategy. Not the way Ortex wants to think that it is, based on the tools that they have. Anyway,
I can only imagine what it actually is.
What it actually
is crazy. All right. There's just a lot of crazy things, and everybody wants to, you know, not everybody, because there's a lot of you guys out there that that don't feel this way, but there's a lot of people out there that are saying, "Oh, this is just Adam Aaron. Adam Aaron's doing all this." Guys, you got calm down with that, right? Like,
yeah,
it's nothing new. It's manipulation from the market makers, manipulation from the hedge funds.
Oh, then we get the litany of manipulation. And Easter spirit, the litany of manipulation. The market makers, the hedge funds, the institutions, the banks, they're all in AMC, Adam Aaron, you know, the short sellers, hedge funds. He's definitely a mark. Bingo. I mean, they got him. They got him. So, I mean, if you were manipulating a stock or something like this, a security, or seeking to manipulate price of a security, all these data points, 1,000% cost to borrow that everybody's so hyped up about. You see the data. They know you see the data because you hype every fucking piece of it. So I would pull something like that. Borrow all the shares temporarily for a very short period of time, enough for an hour, enough to spike the price, the cost, borrow up, and then return the shit. That right there would probably give you some exit liquidity. If that's what you wanted. If that's what somebody wanted, they probably could. And here's your mark right here. You know, this guy, he's buying it. He's buying it. How much fake, you know, FOMO, whatever, will come about because of this shit. And I guess that's the irony, is that he's actually perpetuating it. He is what he's talking about anyway.
That's for the last couple of years. Year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and a year ago, right?
Best.
Like sooner than that, nobody was blaming Adam Aaron for any of this stuff, and they were calling him the silverback, and we were all up against the same people, including Adam Aaron, and I think we're still there, right? Like, I'm not going to keep going into that. I've talked about that enough. But guys, before you jump and say, oh, Adam Aaron is screwing us, and here's why, just sit back and think, like, this isn't the first time we've seen a lot of this stuff happen, all right? This same kind of thing's been going on from the beginning. Guys, just a lot is still uncertain about this, right? The one thing that I'm certain about is that the hedge funds haven't closed their positions. The institutions haven't closed their positions. The squeeze play is still active. And we got it.
Oh my.
Right? Like, we're good. Okay? There's nothing we got to worry about. There's nothing that, that's gonna
don't worry.
Make you think otherwise. Until it's
don't worry.
Hard proof. And to be honest with you, like,
wait, whoa. Hard proof. Hard proof of what, mister?
That that's gonna make me think otherwise. Until it's like very hard proof. And
so you were willing to believe the narrative without hard proof, but it's going to take hard proof to get you not to believe it now. That's logical. That's the way that's the way you make an investment. That's the way you make decisions right there. This guy's got it figured out right here.
To be honest with you,
wow.
Like, even like a self-reported on Ortex like 0% short interest probably wouldn't make me think that, because I think that I don't think that that's out of the realm of possibilities of the lengths that these guys are willing to go to try to make it look like this isn't going to happen. Guys, you don't spend 1,000% on something.
Is that why the short interest percentage has continually just crept up? Yeah, but yeah, they would somehow hide the shorts in the futures market or something to make the short interest go down, to make you think that they covered and that the play was over. You go ahead and sell. Yeah.
If it doesn't mean anything to you. You all know that, right? A common thing out there on social media is, why do they care so much about the stock if nothing's going to happen? Guys, because there's something more going on behind the scenes that none of us know about that is making it take this long, right? Like, and there's a lot of good speculation out there. I have my own speculation.
A lot of good speculation.
The video.
Just another ape. Nobody, unfortunately, I can't give you an answer. Nobody has covered this stock in an honest and educated way. I can't think of one who has. I mean, nobody has talked about short volume, for example, properly. Until very recently, nobody has talked about on-balance volume properly, and I don't even know if he did. Nobody's talked about it really, except to misuse it to mean something. The reality of quote-unquote synthetic shares, and talking about how positions in a stock are not 1-to-1 to shares of the float, for example. I haven't heard anybody talk about that. I talked about all these things and a lot more, but nobody is asking questions. Nobody is being curious. There's no incentive to do that. That makes it look like you don't believe it. I mean, I can attest to that. Asking questions, challenging the narrative makes you look like a shill. Why would you do that if you're on YouTube? You know, I do this for fun, which is funny, but a lot of these people do this because, you know, the guys that have, you know, 10, 20, 30, 50,000 subscribers, you know, they're making decent money off of it. So, yeah. Oh, short exempt. We've talked about that. FTDs, all these things. They just hype them. There isn't one person. I mean, the closest, or, you know, close, maybe Tony DeNaro, but I'm not saying Tony DeNaro or Tony F, but he's a bit of an enigma, though. And he also thinks that I'm Darth Vader. So there's that. But just, you know, all that shit aside, he the only he's the only person that I usually see things that's different in some way, but that doesn't mean it's good or right or any of that. I mean, it maybe some of it is, but it's it's not always the same narrative. Boy, I can't deal with this guy's low energy. Is putting me to sleep. I mean, yeah, Congress finally investigating illegal shorting. Good. Congress is on the case. Yeah. I don't know if this is because he's British or just a shill or what. But I mean, imagine fucking writing that. Imagine typing that sentence. And actually, well, yeah, I can't even imagine typing it. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Jeff Forbes, what we didn't see coming. A thesis as to why a denial. I can give him 7-8 minutes.
What's going on, everybody? Jeff here. Welcome back to the channel. All right, guys.
This guy used to be fairly decent. He used to be better. But then he went full ape. He went full Moas ape. You know, and everything's centered around that. He used to talk about trading with Fidelity and Merrill Edge. And you know, he wasn't like, I mean, I'm assuming he still is.
There's a lot to update you with in a short period of time. So let's get right into it. Late day after market close, the announcement came out that the judge had actually denied AMC's request for a speedier stock.
Very good enunciator.
We're going to dive into this a little bit further, but first off, I want to bring this back and piggyback off of the video I made just a couple days ago. Now in this,
so I'm not trying to toot my own horn, you know, but this is the reality. Like, nobody talked about that stuff. Nobody cares.
Was still pricing in indifference. There was an inefficiency and imbalance inside of the pricing. And I talked about it in that video. And that could also mean that you have investors who have lawyers that were taking a look at this much deeper. Okay, obviously we only see the surface and you know what is shared with us, saying that they knew that potentially it wasn't going to go through. That could very well be it. Well, as you can see right now, 8 pullback, AMC is up over about 24% as I'm making this video. I want to take one further look into this, guys. This is complete speculation, but a lot of articles that come out.
Deadline
denies a quick settlement lawsuit, talks a little bit about the details of, you know, the reasons why and so forth. A couple of things I do want to point out, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit further. Okay, this was stated: we could be seeing an indication that the judge wanted the timeline to more fully run its course versus rushing the conversion process. So this got me thinking, okay, well,
pretty.
You're right. AMC, why would they want to rush this process? It wasn't that long ago that Adam Aaron, was talking, saying, listen, like, we are aware of this lawsuit. We're going to deal with it on the 27th of April. We have nothing to worry about. We're still going full throttle. We have nothing to worry about, right? Tried to assure us that, like I said, AMC has nothing to worry about. They're not worried about that lawsuit. Everything's going to go as planned. Then we take one, further look, and this article shares another comment that really stuck out to me. Okay, AMC that said that as a part of the settlement has agreed to pay the plaintiffs 1 share for every 7.5 shares they own. Lawyers for the plaintiffs had said they expected the shares paid to their clients to be worth over $100 million, meaning the plaintiffs were saying, we're going to get an extra $100 million. Fine, we're cool with that. You do whatever you want. You're going to give us $100 million. We need to take a couple steps back there. Why would a company, okay, such as AMC, who has already had debt troubles, who is doing this entire process to be able to raise capital to pay off their debt, be trying to settlement or get to a settlement that is going to cost them over $100 million, which obviously it could be different, but that's at least what's being shared with us, cost them over $100 million for something that Adam Aaron had stated just a few weeks ago, potentially a month ago, that listen, they weren't worried about it. Kind of raise a little bit of a red flag, right? Why would AMC want to rush this process? Why are they trying to prevent, okay, going to court in front of a judge? Obviously, it's just, like the early stages.
Well, obviously, they know that the ape shares are illegal. That's what that's telling me. Grifter Scott, that's what that would be telling me. That the judge AMC knows. AMC has it on good authority that they fucked up. And now they know, the judge knows. So I don't know. I don't know where to go after that. It's possible though. It could happen.
Why would they want to formulate an agreement when it's going to cost them over $100 million? Kind of raise a little
keep
bit
themselves out of bigger trouble later.
The parties offer no good cause to lift the status quo order. Okay, meaning that the judge probably sees something, okay, that we're not seeing, and the judge really wants this to be able to run its course. Okay, so AMC is going to have some issues. At least what I'm reading and understanding right now, they're going to have some issues.
Well, this should have
of April 27th. Clearly, you can see by what is happening inside the stock. Ape is down about 12.5%. AMC up around 23%. It's really pricing back to where it's kind of been trending around that $5 price point, and Ape is back around that 150, making the inefficiency even greater. Okay, so kind of makes you wonder
making
what
the
struggles they're
inefficiency
going to
greater.
run into. What is like I said, what do I don't want to say the plaintiffs really have up their sleeves, because it seems like they were willing to settle, but what does the judge want to see out of this, right? So a lot of you guys, including myself, I was definitely frustrated originally when they talk about this conversion. I know you guys, talk about, oh no, Jeff, like the speculation, the shorts, and everything else, okay, which has really been nothing but speculation. I talked about really the facts behind this, saying, listen.
See, I mean, hear that. Let me slow him down. Let me give him justice here, because contrary to what some people say, I don't, I don't always enjoy just calling out the idiots. But when people are right, or I feel like they're doing a good job, or it's better, I will call that out too. And so
Judge want to see out of this, right? So a lot of you guys, including myself, I was definitely frustrated originally when they talk about this conversion. I know you guys, talk about, oh no, Jeff, like the speculation, the shorts, and everything else, okay, which has really been nothing but speculation. I talked about really the facts behind this, saying, listen, the face value of this is that it's going to breed dilution. It's going to breed a falsification of market value and
about
stock
the
price, and it shows that a company is in trouble.
You're going to get,
those
I think,
facts that I just stated about, reverse splits, okay, and also, obviously about the conversion and raising capital and so forth. They go back to, stock market 101, and how valuations work and fundamentals. And
so I guess I have to change my answer
away from that, but it really does bring up
if I had to pick somebody, I'd probably pick this guy.
Even though I did make a video, guys, saying like, hey, listen, we have to wait for the judge, to approve this. I don't want to say, oh, I thought it was going to get denied. I don't want you guys to think that, because for the people in the comments that wrote, oh, of course it's going to go through. Well, you're probably right. I definitely thought there was a more than 50% chance that it would go through. And that's not only my, experience, dealing with lawsuits and
This
seeing
is
this
Delaware,
before,
baby.
it's just, you're right. When both parties agree, a lot of
They
times
are
it's
so.
like, okay, cool.
Oh,
You both agree.
imagine
You guys
all
can
the
handle it
shit.
outside of court. That
I
happens
mean,
sometimes. In criminal cases. When the prosecution and
how
the
many
defense, they can
corporations are
formulate
in
something they agree on.
Delaware?
Obviously, judge has to approve. That
How
happens
many
in family law
lawsuits?
and
How much
in civil
bullshit?
and everything. So I can
I mean,
completely understand that.
seriously.
But like I said, guys, it does definitely raise an eyebrow. So I'm going to continue to monitor this and kind of update you guys. If you have any other information, then drop it down below. Also, as much as you guys can see this as a bit of manipulation, which of course it is, when you see these inefficiencies, just know that the market is
manipulation. I mean, it's buying and selling. So that's manipulation. I mean, didn't he talk about positioning earlier? I mean, he talked about positioning.
trying to tell you something, right? And obviously, guys, we know about the manipulation, but I'm talking strictly about the pricing difference because, and I brought this up before, when you go all the way back, to that third week is August, right at 4 a.m., when the first day that, I believe it was the 22nd, that APE had opened, AMC price immediately adjusted, right? And it was the balance that the markets had found, okay? And you would look for that kind of to happen again. And when you're seeing that difference, there's something that obviously the market and investors are seeing that it just, we aren't on the face value. So guys, that is it for this video. See you in the next one.
I mean, that may be the case. That may be so. Okay. Oh, fuck.
The conversion of APE back
Whoops.
into AMC and then the reverse stock split, of course. But
that's how we do.
That's why I think APE came back up. I think they've been naked shorting APE and driving APE down. There's a reason it's hard to borrow.
Oh.
Why would they do that? Because APE currently, even right now, today, is the only way for AMC to raise cash.
I thought he was going to say
it's
the most shorted stock on the stock exchange. Yeah.
It hit the market so we could raise cash without affecting common stock because people didn't want their common stock diluted, right? Well, obviously, since APE has hit the market, we've found out and seen that they do some pretty nefarious stuff to APE and can short it down and drive it down. So again, we can use APE to dilute indefinitely and raise cash that way. But remember, the value of APE is going to continue dropping if we have to keep diluting because they're going to
buy
keep
that.
It, and that's our only way to raise cash. So raising cash definitely takes a lot longer using that method.
Yeah.
And it destroys shareholder value because I don't know about you, but my APE, my average was like $3 or $7 or something like that when they bought in. You know how that discrepancy when it was really strange. And my APE, my AMC's up, but my APE is down. A considerable
AMC
amount.
is up.
So personally, I think
the only he got in at like $3 in 2021 early or something, and he's held through this whole thing. He's one of those.
To keep using APE to raise cash, which is pretty much going to drive APE down into the pennies eventually, right? Not immediately.
So they can't just keep diluting APE.
Raise billions of dollars in cash using APE. Or B, the reverse stock split and conversion happens and we raise cash immediately. Now,
I mean, yeah, shorting is not nefarious. You're making a bet against another trader. Like, that doesn't affect the company at all. Because the market cap is, that doesn't, it's like they think that the market cap is like a slush fund or something that the company can dip into or something. So if the market cap goes down, it like directly harms the company's operating capabilities or something. I don't know where the fuck this comes from. And I'll go a step farther and say short sellers they're not shorting stocks to drive them into bankruptcy. They're not trying to short companies into the ground or out of business. I mean, unless they legitimately should be out of business, like they're fraud. They're a fraudulent company. They're engaging in illegal whatever. And a lot of the times you see short sellers uncover those things. People who did actual research and found some shit and said, yeah, no thanks. When this comes out, it's going to be huge and not in a good way. So, but even then, you know, it's they're not gonna. Yeah, and Badback says that the majority of short positions do not hold till company goes bankrupt. They close out and take profits often. Yes, because the way these markets are, we know this. The way the markets are, the shit reverses, changes its mind. You know, you never fucking know. So you have to ABC, the ABCs. Always be closing. Always be closing. Because especially with options, you're probably not, even if the stock goes to the underlying stock goes to the same price later, you're not going to see as much premium come back. You're just not, for many reasons, and it can be really substantial and dramatic, especially on like zero DTE and close expiration dates. So why would you not take that profit? You can always open up another position, you know, and 20%, 30%, 15%, whatever. Anything is better than nothing, right? But yeah, that makes more sense in a riskier type of investing or trading, like short selling, especially with the loss potentials, especially on something like these meme stocks that are, are even more retarded than a normal stock, which is already pretty retarded. So, I mean, at least before, they thought that the same short positions had shorted at $10 and all that, $5, and were still holding the position. They had gone underwater massively with it and didn't close it out, which, okay, that's kind of the definition of a short squeeze. But why in the hell would you not short it when it's 70, 60, 50? And oh, this is a massively unprofitable company. This is a speculative bubble fueled by the Fed. I mean, all these things. The only place it can go is down. So why in the hell would you not short? I don't know. If you're just, a neutral party trading, all this other garbage is just that. It's garbage. Anyway, who knows?
As shareholders, I do feel that we have the capability to counteroffer, for the ones out there that potentially don't want it to be a 10 for 1 or 7 point.
As shareholders, you don't really have much. It doesn't really, you're not like in the club, you're not in a club, you're not in like a governing body. I mean, you can't just like, oh, the shareholders object to this corporate action and we reject that. It doesn't really work that way. You're not managers. You're not managers. You're not executives. I mean, I bet most of these people's money never even went to AMC. Not that you would be able to know, or I guess that it matters, but you were somebody's exit liquidity. Another trader, you got their money. They got your money. So it doesn't even really, at the end of the day, unless they're doing an offering, which you guys didn't want. That's the only way that it helps AMC. All this trading, all this bullshit trading doesn't do fucking shit for the company. It's just money changing hands between a bunch of assholes out here in the world. That's all it is. That's literally all it is. But yeah, they think that buying and owning shares of a company makes them controlling partners. Exactly. Exactly. No, you basically it's this is where the popularity contest aspect of it comes in, I think, a little bit. But basically, you know, yeah, I don't know. I can think of 4 different analogies, but it's not really they have their conception of the whole thing is just so fucking weird.
5 for 1, or
ill-advised.
The amount of shares that they're going to drop after the conversion and reverse split. Like, I don't think that we need to raise so much cash to where we can pay off all debt immediately, right? I think
that's good because you're not going to.
I think there's ways to go about it if for some reason people, if let's say the vote
scavenger,
was rigged, whatever,
the corporate finance expert,
and you
let's see your plans.
Don't want a 10 for 1 and you don't want to raise $5 billion in cash. I think there could be counter offers to definitely have less shares that AMC is able to drop, less, maybe instead of a 10 for 1, it'd be a 5 for 1, like either.
Or maybe, I don't know. I'm sure, maybe. Oh, look at that face.
Way you guys get what I'm saying, but what I'm trying to tell you is the reality is however much you do, even if you don't reverse stock split, like the reality is AMC needs cash, and until we go cash positive and we're not burning cash because we're still burning cash,
like Bad Back says, why the hell did you oppose dilution when a stock price was overvalued? I mean, think about it. You have to sell like 4 or 5 shares for every one that you could have sold in 2021 or more. 8. I don't know. You could have sold 1 at that highly inflated price, and that money would have gone to the company. Now it's nickel and dimes. Yeah. But yeah, AMC needs cash. They need money. Yeah, they do. That's not like you didn't realize that over the last like 13 unprofitable fucking quarters? Like, what the hell?
I need
yeah, it was only 25 million.
I mean, it's just the reality. Obviously, when we get to the point where we can produce a positive quarter, which hopefully will be this year, things are going to be a lot different. Because then we won't be burning cash anymore. So having $500 million in the bank,
it's $1 billion.
You're making cash on
that's $1 billion. 25 million shares at $40, $1 billion. It's $1 billion. I mean, think about it. So, 50 million. Of course, they say when AMC dilutes, and this is the other thing, when AMC does dilution, the stock price tends to go up. So why wouldn't you want fucking dilution then? Oh my God. Fuck. Okay.
On top of that is a very good thing, right? Because now you have cash that sits there in the chest and isn't being used. But we're not there yet. And we don't know when we're going to be there, right? Only the management team does. I mean, we might be there second quarter. Who knows? But so far what I've seen is that AMC's doing things to bring in more revenue. So, that's good. That's what we need. We need more revenue coming in, especially if we can get revenue coming in outside of just movies.
Credit cards.
So we hear things like Hollywood's not producing the movies they were before. It sets us at ease because we know revenue is going to come in regardless. But a short squeeze will not happen if AMC runs out of cash, period. right? I know there's a lot of people, including myself, that are in this play for a short squeeze. And the reality is, regardless of what you want to tell yourself in your mind,
I mean, that's not
you know,
strictly
what fantasies
true.
you want to create. If AMC runs out of cash, a short squeeze will not occur. They will go bankrupt and shorts will win and we will lose. Like that's the only way. So again,
I mean, I guess, but again, the market cap, the equity of the company in this, like the secondary market and the stock market, exists separately from the company's books. Like, it's not their money. So, and you know, look, we had plenty of examples even in the past 6 months to a year of companies whose stocks were doing crazy shit, paradoxical moves, opposite moves, sometimes, you know, to a dramatic degree, off of some bullshit. Like, it's just, you know, the stock and the company are different things. They're not the same thing. Not the same thing. And I don't know why, well, whatever. I don't know why people don't know this, but I guess they don't know this. You just started trading last year, whatever. But stocks and companies are two different, very different things. They can be vastly different things. And I mean, you hear people talk about this, the pros talk about this. You know, you can have a great company that has a garbage stock. It's just you can't trade it. It always, you know, for whatever reason have you, it is a shit stock. But the company makes a great product and that the customers love, and they're, you know, basically profitable. But the stock just sucks. And you can have the vice versa. You can have a shit company with a stock, you know, that has wild volatility, something. So, you know, it's sometimes the markets are rational. That's kind of what these people are kind of like counting on. If you think about it, that's what they want. That they want to exploit the inefficiency that would result in a company stock being valued at something wildly different than what the underlying fundamentals suggest. And that's the market. It's what are people willing to trade this for among themselves? And what are we trading? Oh, we're trading something that symbolizes this company over here. And this one is this company over there. That's all it is. It's not like, yeah, it's not like it's AMC issues you know, they have a coin that Wyckoff Mining creates, and those physical coins are traded, and they came from AMC, so they have a connection to AMC. Not really like that. Equity, uh, you know, it symbolizes that, but the value is created among the market participants. AMC doesn't get that money. They only get the money that's issued on shares that they sell into the market. So, and I don't think the apes understood this last year, or I mean 2021. There's no way they could have. I don't see how they could have. I don't. Anyway, I got to finish this video and
I don't
probably
see
run.
the problem with AMC raising cash because they're either going to raise cash through ape and dilute the fuck out of ape like they've had to do, right? Because they have to obviously release way more ape shares to raise, you know, $300 million versus just releasing a few AMC, you know, a few AMC shares at, you know, $70, whatever it'd be.
There's a link.
It'd be more than a few, but it'd be a lot less than how
in
much
the chat to a space
at $1.50, right? So
from some of our friends on Twitter.
that's the video, but I just want to explain, like, for the ones that
And
attack me
unfortunately,
and come into the comments and stuff, like,
I have
AMC needs
to
cash, period.
wind this
I mean,
stream
I don't
down.
know where the discrepancy is with that. They need cash, and they're going
Otherwise,
to get their cash either way, but it comes down to what's the smartest way to get the cash. Is it dilute Ape to where Ape has a 3 billion float, or is it to have a reverse split and dilute AMC and have still less than a 300 million float? So that's the question we need to ask ourselves, because again, at the end of the day, if AMC runs out of cash,
okay, ask yourself, but
there's no short squeeze, period. So keep that in mind. But again, a lot of things can change. We've been like this on this channel forever. News changes by the day, because if we have a cash positive quarter, that changes everything for us. So
how is
it's
that?
okay to have debt. We can have debt. Netflix has so much debt. You know, there's companies out there that have so much debt.
Yeah, let's do
It's
that
okay to have
comparison. That was a smart one. Remember when that was going around? Yeah, let's compare AMC's debt to Verizon's debt. Yeah, that's a good one. Or Disney. Oh, Netflix has so much debt.
But it needs to be marginable debt where we can, you know, still pay it off and have cash coming in and not really worry about the debt, because we can make our payments on the debt and not care. So like I said, a lot of things can change. Do I think we need to focus on paying off all the debt and be debt free? No, I don't. I just think we need to be on a trajectory of success with AMC. So that way there we can hit our MOAS numbers. Again, I've said it numerous times. I think we're going to have a big run up here
Oh my
in the
God.
near future.
Okay.
But I don't think it's going to be MOAS. I think that's just going to be simply settling on failing.
Why do they say this? Why do they always do this? Oh, you're going to have a run up, but it's not going to be the squeeze. God damn it. And God damn it, Lynn, you always come in at the end. You're back to old habits. Must have been at work.
Failing to delivers and naked shorts that have been created, but that's not going to be the MOAS. The MOAS is going to be when AMC is in a position, you know, where they can thrive, right? Right now, they're kind of being held down by us. So, and by naked shorts and all that.
Wait, what? I gotta slow him down. God damn it.
Position, you know, where they can thrive, right? Right now, they're kind of being held down by us. So, and
they are being held down by you. They've been held down by you ever since you fucking bought into the stock, because you bought into it for another reason, because you thought it was one way, right? You thought it was one way. You want it to be one way. They do. They want it to be one way, but it's the other way. And it's just a matter of time. I mean, fuck. MOAS, stop with the fucking MOAS fairy tale. It's disingenuous. Stop with these naked shorts BS. It's funny because in like it's you know, in doing the in researching this stuff, naked shorting, and I'm reading a lot of stuff, and just different times when this was brought up. At this point, it is what Susan Trimbath, PhD, what Dr. Susan Trimbath, PhD, said on one of those spaces that we caught her in. And she said, naked shorting, you're not going to get anywhere with that. Like that, once you start saying naked shorting, anybody that you want to be listening to you is immediately not listening to you. Like it's a signal. It's a dog whistle. It's when you start talking about naked shorting. Yeah. Okay. Okay, kid. Go away. That's how it's viewed. And I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but I think it's clear that it's not happening to the degree that these clowns think it is. If it does, it's because of the FTD angle. But even that, I mean, the reality is that the number of positions in AMC, you go out and count all the long positions, every one, that number will be greater. It will be greater than 519 million, which is the amount of AMC shares that exist. That will be true. It will be true on any stock. And that's not because of crime or anything else. That's because of the way the market works. And I've tried to say many times in different ways, Merry Christmas, no, um, that the positions in a stock, the number of positions is not the same as the float. Those numbers are not the same because equity in a security, equity securities they're not physical products. They're equities. They represent, part of something. And so exposure to that equity, that's what it is. That's what your share, quote unquote, is. It's exposure to that equity. If it goes up, you make money. If it goes down, you lose money. That's the product. So, um, you know, that product is intangible. That product is something that can have multiple claims on it, and it doesn't change anything because in the end of the day, all those positions collapse. I mean, not at the same time, probably not, uh, you know, in a neat and orderly way, as the apes are finding out that there's always short interest. It's a rotating, revolving type of thing, like Bad Back was saying. You want to take profits, you don't know what's going to happen. So these are claims, exposures to a long AMC share or a short AMC share. But at the end of the day, um, the buyers are matched with sellers, sellers are matched with buyers. The price is discovered, arrived at by all those participants. How they've never really explained the mechanism by which there's all this fraud and corruption and manipulation. Um, it's just buying and selling. So again, I come back to you think the apes think that they can force short sellers to close their positions. That much is we know that. Like they think that one of these things, margin calls, whatever have you, banking crisis. Oh yeah, let's check the failed bank list. The banking crisis, all of 2 banks that failed officially, according to the FDIC failed bank list. That didn't work out. Market crash, market rallies, all those things. Ape dividend, GameStop, NFTs, AMC NFTs, the gold mine, all the stuff. And the apes have the fantasy that the media and whoever, me, are trying to get people to sell their shares. And so, like, the apes are like, we're not selling our shares. You can't make us do that, even though nobody is trying to. But the apes also say, you know, shorts should close their position, be forced to close their position. This is going to cause them to close the position. And I mean, some positions are closed. Shares are returned every day. And there hasn't been this massive short squeeze. So most of the time, the market is efficient. I mean, what can you say? Yeah, you have these extraordinary events, but I mean, is it really that surprising based on, some of the other things we've looked at? Like, I mean, look at how much extra money was out there by the end of May. You know, $16 trillion, and the money's going to go somewhere. Anyway, um, hmm, let's see here. Cleaning up the balance sheet on AMC will cause positive price action. Why? I'm not convinced of that. Hmm, because that's what happened on GameStop, I guess. Right? This is a balance sheet cleanup right here. That's what we had here. You had a manufactured positive quarter. I mean, I guess that's positive price action. So maybe that, you know, is a potential supporting factor. But this 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 balance sheet really, I mean, it's smoke and mirrors. Uh, clearly, I mean, and this is going back down. This is going to be, you know, it's not just a matter of time. I mean, look at his gaps. This 4-hour period here, that's just less than 10 million shares. Look at that. I mean, how long is it going to take for this to work this out here? I mean, these are the kind of patterns and stuff that, like, I mean, just look at this trading. It's ridiculous. You show me any one of these major up moves like this that actually holds at this point. I mean, oh, we thought this was going to be it here. Oh, but no. Oh, they crushed Morance's dreams again. I mean, you're not going to change this. This is the way it is. Like, I'm just saying this. What? Oh, yeah. A 220% surprise on the EPS. Man, they crushed it. They crushed it. I mean, yeah, let's go in closer. I actually didn't look at this too closely here yet. Fuck it. Fuck it. There it is. Yeah, 250,000 shares per minute. Uh, okay. So I think this thing jumped up to like a previous level, if I'm not mistaken here. Um, maybe I needed 4 hours after all. Oh yeah, well it's duh. It's this yellow dotted line ish here. So like, and then I would put another line like here. Oops. You know, that's sort of a volatility zone, it looks like. So once this goes under this line, Oh, I guess you'd either bounce off the line or go below it. And it's done both. So anybody's guess. But Badback says look at the volume. Right. So on a 4-hour time frame, yeah, I mean it's no, I mean, yeah, it's for that matter, AMC really too, but yeah, this was like 700 million shares a day, 600 these days here, the days, and then of course they crushed it. They stole from you, like Trey would say. So yeah, I mean comparing the volume, uh, now here we go. I mean, what's volume was like, so there's 250. That's the other thing too. There was the float was like 75 million or something, I think, or I don't know. Now it's 250 million. So, and the volume was 2.5 million. Average volume is just under 4.5. Yeah. But, you know, GameStop's getting added to the S&P 500 this year. You know, I don't know if you guys knew, but, you know, AMC could be profitable 1 to 2 years from now. You don't have to agree. If they raise capital now, that will buy them time. Yeah, it could. I mean, the thing is, 1 to 2 years from now, I mean, is that so? None of AMC being profitable 1 to 2 years from now is not a squeeze catalyst. Like that, none of this stuff guarantees a short squeeze. That's my thing. You cannot remove a short thesis. In other words, the company can do well, but if I'm going to say, you know what, I don't believe in that company, or I see the cracks, you're like, there's probably always going to be that. So I just don't see. I mean, that's great for AMC. Great for AMC. 1 to 2 years profitable. That's cool. But I mean, so how is $5, um, you know, uh, the wrong price? Like, what should the price be then? If AMC could be profitable in 1 to 2 years, they could be. They might not be. They might not be around in 1 to 2 years. And what does the collective intelligence of the market think about that? How is that reflected in the price? It wasn't was it reflected in the price of $72, $60? You know, fundamentally, everybody knows that that's not what this company is worth. That's the reality. And so that's why I said short squeeze investing, short squeeze trading, to me, it's, yeah, it can be exciting and you can make some money. But I mean, if you look at the number of times that over the last 2 years that, people put out videos, ortex squeeze alert, and stuff like that, these short squeeze alerts or supposed short squeeze tips, most of the time they don't amount to anything. Um, they just don't. Or the timing is way different because the reality is you can't, I mean, it's a fool me once, fool me twice type of thing. You, you can't really do that, and that's what the apes are trying to do, it seems like. But conditions are completely different. Completely different. Even if AMC does pay its debt off, become profitable, there's no MOAS. Just not, yeah, exactly. Just not the conditions to make another 70 plus run. No stimulus plus debt forgiveness plus world shutdown plus everyone home with free money. That at the end of the day, that is, I think, the best, most comprehensive set of reasons why this is not possible, nor likely, or probable. Company is using retail. Maybe, probably. I mean, that's, hey, you dance with the devil. And nobody said that this was, was like um I don't know, just all the most integrity, or I mean, I think by and large it's works pretty well. Um I question why somebody, who has a good entry can be long with about AMC without being a hopium ape. Why would you call yourself an ape? That's my question. Why would you want to be associated with these idiots? I mean, that's an implication of a lower intelligence. You realize that. So what is the appeal? I really, I'm, I don't get it. Um, yeah, I mean, and I think that, I would agree with Lynn here. I don't see any reason to be long on this company, just like I don't see any reason to be long on GameStop or Bed Bath and Beyond or any of these companies that have run their course. And there's nothing wrong with that. See, that's why this emotional bullshit that we heard, this was at the beginning of this meme stock thing. Oh, they're trying to short the companies that we grew up with out of business, like GameStop. Oh, GameStop, I love GameStop. Yeah. First of all, no, they're not. No, they're not trying to short it out of business. Secondly, like, if a company, if their business model is sucks, or they haven't changed with the times, yeah, yeah, you know what? It it makes better sense economically for there to be all these zombie companies. You're right. Let's keep it around, because we would hate to see that go. No, it's not how it works. Ultimately, consumers vote. They're the ones who, really decide, more so than the shareholders, unless the shareholders are also customers, which they are pushing for. Shills like Sojka. Um, yeah, well, I know you spent thousands of dollars already on this thing, but I really need you to get this $20 a month subscription too. Like, okay, where do I sign up? Hell yeah, I'm in that. If it'll make me rich faster, you got to spend money to make money, right? Oh, geez. Oh, I've heard this kind of comment so many times. Hazel, what an ego you must have. I don't know. You tell me. You seem to know me. You're as bad as Marantz is. He is pretty bad. I'm out of here, so now you will have a whole dozen followers. That hurts, Hazel. Hazel, you hit me in my heart. And we share the same last name? Hmm. Wow. Wait, is that my cousin Hazel? Hazel. It's been a long time. Yeah. Dude, I know. They're crazy. Damn Allens. Wild clan. All right. Well, God, come on. There's got to be one fun video here. Oh, God. What is this? Hellbiz tumbles on reverse split. Uh-oh. Trouble in paradise. And also, I thought this guy left.
Video on Hellbiz. This is that electric EV motor.
Hellbiz.
Scooters. Anyway, here's a stock. They did a 51, 1 to 50 reverse split. They did a name change, so they changed their Cuspis name. They came out and it looks like they shot up 1,512. Now this stock was down at around 12 cents when they did the 1 for 50. Shot it up to over $5 and something. That's with the reverse split. So it actually didn't gain any money. I'm still upside down. As you can see, what have the shorts done since they've done it? Literally have just continued to pound this stock right back down, and pretty soon it's going to be right back down to probably less than $1. Now, granted,
yeah, because short selling is the only way that stocks go down. I hate this. I hate this fucking, like, what's the short interest? We're not even going to talk about that. Okay. What's the short interest? I don't know. So how do you know it's all short? I mean, he even said the stock went up how many hundreds of percent? Like,
up to over 5.
You're not going to have fucking people take profits. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, it went up 1,500% and nobody's going to take profits. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, what the hell? Like, how basic of an understanding do you not have? Seriously. Like, go back to not making fucking videos. And I'm sorry, Hazel, that you think I have an ego. I'm just not a fucking idiot. Plain and simple. I care about shit being right, and I care about fucking common sense. This is common sense. The stock went up 1,500%. What are you going to do? Fucking sit there and not take profit because you're an ape. Of course. But the rest of the world is going to take their profits because they realize that this is a bullshit stock. It's a penny stock. Oh, they changed their name. Great. Same fucking shit. Why would you not? Why would you not? I mean, he said himself he has nothing to add. And I agreed with that. For once, I agreed with him. Here he is. I mean, talking about shit like this. Great. Cool.
That I bought it at. I think it was close to 40 cents, 38 cents. And then they pushed it down to 12 cents.
Okay, I don't care about your trading journey. That was that was a mistake. Fuck. Hazel, come back. Okay. Free from it all. Ooh, oh, Monday will be huge. Oh, fuck. I don't know. Robinhood canceled. Play Bros back. Oh, God. AMC with Musk, okay? Elon Musk said nothing about AMC. Must watch. Can the judge... All right. We're going to just... Yeah.
This is not financial advice, not legal advice for entertainment, educational purposes only. And ain't
just another ape. The key word in what Model 3 dude said is feel. If I'm on the same frequency as he is, I think I think this is the operative word here. Feel. Correct me if I'm wrong, Model 3 dude, but
anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any decision based on anything I say in these videos. That being said, hit the like button, subscribe button, all the YouTube algorithm stuff.
Yes,
so you get the videos, I put them out, so you don't think it's him analyzing that data. But like I tell y'all every day, the data they release us is false. Money gives us false narrative to the market, so we can make bad trade decisions. Listen.
Got it down.
They are stuck. Okay?
They are stuck. All right, they are stuck.
They are stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Between a rock,
there's no way
between a black rock and a hard place.
There's no way out for them. This morning,
makes no
they
sense.
were able to borrow 100,000 shares at an average of about 320% interest rate. Okay? Nobody pays money like that unless they're in trouble.
What? Yeah, between a black rock and a Citadel. Yeah, between a black rock and a stone fortress. My shining stone fortress in Chicago, Florida. Oh, that doesn't sound right. Why did they have to go to Florida?
And then AMC is also on the hard to borrow list, and they're saying that
imagine that somebody's saying, "Wait, why did they go? Why the hell did they move from Chicago to Florida? That's. I wish they were still in Chicago. The weather's so much better."
450%. So, and then Ortex has the max at over 1,000%, which I told you yesterday. The bottom line is this: there is nowhere for them to go. There's nowhere for them to go. They figured out the reverse split. Was a great idea to get rid of the shares.
Great idea.
And they felt it would get done in early March.
I feel like we're talking about a different day now.
Allegheny filing that lawsuit.
Allegheny.
So this is more money they have to spend until that lawsuit is resolved. And that is putting additional pressure on them. And we have to remember, look at the market. Look at the market. You see?
Oh, you know what? I'm feeling it coming. I'm feeling the liquidity drying up.
The market is. These guys are long in these companies. They are long in these companies. So you know they are being margin called. And like I tell y'all every day, they don't margin call 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 5 to 1. They margin call 50 to 1, sometimes 100 to 1. At one point, 150 to 1. Okay, so these guys are in real trouble. They're in real trouble. And like I tell y'all before, the banks are calling in those high-risk loans, and they're not issuing new high-risk loans under these circumstances. So what are these bad actors going to do? All they can continue to do.
You need a stock price that's higher than $5 for cost to borrow to mean anything. It's negligible. It's negligible. Even at 1,000%, it's
paying these high interest rates.
You're talking about hedge funds. You're talking about Wall Street. I mean, these clowns have infinite money.
Because they know.
That's how you have to think about it. That's how I do. It doesn't matter.
Done.
It doesn't matter.
They are done. AMC has the potential to reach numbers that will make Volkswagen look like a small rate of inflation. A small rate of inflation. And they know this, and that's why
that makes no sense.
They keep doing what they do. Because once it molasses, once the algorithms can't control it anymore, they will be done. And a lot of these hedge funds and maybe some other banks are going to crash and burn because of AMC. Anyway, leave some comments. Tell me.
I think that he probably, I don't even know. I don't even know if he believes this shit, to be honest with you. I don't even know. All right. We'll end with Lou. Lou's a good ender. All right. Lou will take us home.
All right, so try this one for...
Oh, I lied. Lynn, he did it earlier. All right.
A little mind game here. So AMC pops, AMC and Ape tumbles as court won't allow shares to be converted, yada yada, whatever. You know the whole deal. All right. It's not complicated, but I want to put something out there for you. If you think about it, now AMC is saying, well, this is going to stop us from making all this money that we can use to pay off debt. That's AMC's argument. That's the reason why they want the reverse split and the merger and all this stuff. They want to add more shares so they can make so we can just pay off this debt and save the company. Well, isn't it interesting though? Without the reverse split merger, AMC stock price is going up. I even say, but they don't have the shares to drop in order to make that money. Well, guess what?
Right.
I got a simple solution for you right now. Why don't you allow AMC shares to continue to rise, continue to rise, and you continue doing your business, getting movie theater, growing, and movies coming in, and popcorn, and you can rent blankets for all I give a fuck. And then what happens in like 6 months from now, you can put out another vote and say, hey, would you guys let me do reverse split, merger, yada, whatever? People will go, yeah, we could do it at that time, no problem. Because people had already made their money, the stock price would have been higher, everything would have been good, there would be no hate, AMC would be in better standing. Now, so like I said, AMC stock rising now, how is that a bad thing? It's weird, right? It's only a bad thing because AMC cannot make money off the stock rising. You get it? Because they dumped all their shares. And at the end of the day, they want to fuck us in order to get more shares.
It doesn't, yeah, none of this.
Complicated.
That's what I meant earlier when I said none of this bullshit trading affects AMC at all. They need to sell shares into the market. AMC does. That's the only way it benefits them. This is all bullshit trading between bullshit market participants, us included. And it has nothing to do with the company. It's speculation on the company, basically.
Complicated to see. At the end of the day, just leave AMC alone. It'll make high money for your shareholders. That's good. That's good. No, but it's for the company. What about the shareholders? See what I'm saying? It's not complicated. This is like, you know what it is? People that don't understand this.
It isn't that complicated.
Camping with motherfuckers, right? You got $400 hiking shoes, $1,000 pack, all the latest and greatest equipment. Motherfucker got solar panels, he's charging his phone, got full Wi-Fi on the side of the mountain. When it's time to make the fucking campfire to make some fucking coffee, he's there rubbing fucking sticks with rocks. You're like, dog, what the fuck is wrong with you? Use a big fucking lighter. It's not complicated. That's what this is. It's not complicated. Leave everything the fuck alone. Let AMC stock rise. Let people who want to get out, but at the end of the day, you're going to see the stock price rise. And then when it's up at that price, people will sell, of course, but at the end of the day, you're going to have a higher average on AMC. So when you do the conversion later on, it's better for everybody, including AMC. You do a reverse merger and split right now, this fucking thing will be in the cemetery. Yo, it's going to be in the cemetery. I'm gonna lead a pack of motherfuckers to go after AMC because they fucked over poor people. They did the fucking rule that I learned in the street. You can fuck with rich people because that's what they do. It's in their it's in the fucking blood. You fuck with poor people, you take money away from people that don't got money because all they wanted to do. Look at the things people wanted to do with AMC stock. Pay off their mortgage, get medical care for their family, shit like that. And all of a sudden, yeah, some motherfuckers wanted to buy Lambos. I'm sorry, that shit was ridiculous back then. But here's the thing. That's my take. It ain't complicated, all right? So, there you go.
Yeah. Hey, I got hazed. Hazel got me. Whoops. Okay. Here you go. So here's another perspective. I'll leave you with this. Good. All right. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. My sound headset like disappeared for a second. I had to reselect it. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, we'll be back on Sunday for futures. We might do something tomorrow. All right.
Cards are coming out now. Highways are players saying they have nothing. Banker has 2 draw 1 card for you. Draw to be nothing. Cannot lose. The tie here, nothing. 320 on the tie. And 160.
Against the marker, 1.
Hey, banker. 600 here in the end.
When the evening started, all of these players had about the same number of chips in front of them. But as the play progressed, they surely didn't. Some won, some lost. By the end of the evening, some of them will have big pile of chips, others will have small ones. There'll be big winners, there'll be big losers. In the name of equality, should the winnings be redistributed to the losers so that everybody ends up where he started? That would take all the fun out of the game. Even the losers wouldn't like that. They might like it tonight, but would they come back again to play if they knew that whatever happened, they'd end up exactly where they had started?
We're only 1 minute away from double jackpot time. When we're into double jackpot time, watch double jackpot board. With the number of your spots and just one double jackpot. Now select your favorite machine, check your change, and listen to the horn after the countdown. When you hear the horn.
But what does Las Vegas have to do with the real world? A great deal more than you might think. It's one very important part of our life in highly concentrated form. Every day, all of us are making decisions that involve gambles. Sometimes they're big gambles, as when we decide what occupation to pursue or whom to marry. More often, they're small gambles, as when we decide whether to cross the street against the traffic. But each time the question is, who shall make the decision, we or somebody else? We can make the decision only if we bear the consequences. That's the economic system that has transformed our society in the past century and more. That's what gave the Henry Fords, the Thomas Alva Edisons, the Christian Barnards the incentives to produce the miracles that have benefited us all. It's what gave other people the incentive to provide them with the finance for their ventures. Of course, there were lots of losers along the way. We don't remember their names, but remember, they went in with their eyes open. They knew what they were doing. And win or lose, we, society, benefited from their willingness to take a chance.